Graham.
I would climb any mountain, sail across the stormy sea, if that's what it takes me, baby, to show how much you mean to me.
Okay, Lou, let's see you go up Everest.
Couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it.
Skinny little white boy like
Yeah,
that?
it's an empty lie.
He's going up Everest just to show what you mean to me. You know Vanessa Carlton?
Making my way downtown.
I've heard this, but I didn't know that's who it was.
This is past and I'm homebound.
Now, there's Lou Graham saying he's going to sail across a stormy sea. That guy would be honking up a lung
Yeah.
in the first 3 miles,
Shark bait.
let alone
Probably
going
would be.
across. Hang
Right.
on.
And I need you. And I miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time
Pay attention here.
would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you.
I'd walk 1,000 miles?
Come on.
To see you? What, do you not got a car?
You get 3 blocks in, you turn around, have a beer, go home. And I don't want
Get
to
it.
see you when you get here after
Yeah,
1,000
that's a
miles.
rough ride.
Take a shower,
Yeah.
have a sandwich.
I would walk 1,000 miles just to see you?
I don't know anybody I'd walk that
You
far
don't get
for.
to score? I mean, 1,000 miles. You better be tearing a
Get
piece off.
something, I know.
Well, she's going to be too exhausted to get anything done. I mean, come on! There's another one.
Check out this homo.
Okay.
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy.
You just walk all over me. I'll do whatever you want. Just, can I kiss you?
Everything that you need. I love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do. I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning. A reason for living, a deeper meaning, yeah.
Check this tough guy out.
But I wanna stand with you on a mountain.
I don't believe you can get to the top of it there.
I like 20 Sherpas.
Bathe with you in the sea.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like you go to the ocean.
I wanna lay like this forever.
You know, these guys who say, you know, I want to walk 1,000,000 miles.
Come on.
Dude, I've
Hey,
already driven over and slammed her.
Have any of them ever? Never.
No.
Never.
It's a 10-minute drive. It's a booty call. 10 minutes, bang. It's done. Buddy, why don't you just get naked, have her put on the spiked heels, and get it over with?
Isn't there a song called "I Would Walk"? Is it "I Would Walk 1,000 Miles"? What's it
Yeah.
called, Emily? What is it?
Let me look it up. I think it's the Proclaimers.
Proclaimers. Hey, look. I mean, it's another one of these guys.
That's an irritating song, too.
Yeah.
And it gets in your head.
Yeah. Here it is. 500 miles. Sorry. Well, at least they're cutting it down.
Yeah.
Oh. It's
Oh,
gonna
it's
be in my
500 miles
head
each
now.
way, so it adds up
Right.
to 1,000.
Well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you.
Nice fake accent.
God.
You don't know this song?
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be.
Oh, it'll get in your head.
The man
Now
who
check this
goes
out.
along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm.
This guy's going to declare he's going to walk too. Apparently, none of these people have a car. None of
No.
them.
Your stations.
And there's a mountain in between them all.
gonna be the man who's delivering to you.
Tell me how far you're going to walk.
But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more.
Another 500. You know, just for fun.
Walk 1,000 miles then fall down at
He wants to walk 1,000 miles just so he can fall down at your door, Chainsaw.
The
Great.
guy can't get from the bus to the stage without staggering over himself. Come on.
Little accountability is what I'm talking about. I want
That's
to see
right.
Lou Graham and Vanessa Carlton hit the pavement. Come on. Start walking.
Hey, we take our lyrics literally
Yeah.
here.
Damn straight. You know, we're plunking down good money for your records. I want to see you guys start putting in some miles. Okay? Hey, Vanessa Carlton, you owe me 1,000 miles. Lou Graham, let's go. Mountains and seas, buddy. Start hitting it.
Get on the boat.
Let's go. Get the Sherpa out. Just a little observation that I had this morning. Yep. Pampered little sissy boy rock stars. You know they get one block into it. It's like,
Didn't like her that much.
where's a groupie? Get on your knees. All right, we'll talk sports with the Chainsaw next here on KGB. All right, we are on the KGB. Let's get a sports update with Chainsaw right now here on the 101 Multiple.
Thank you very much, David, and hello again, everybody. In the sports world! Hey, there's another rock and roll song that makes a false claim of uncommon effort in the name of love. You know, walk 1,000 miles, climb the highest mountain, sail the stormy seas. Lead singer Kim Wilson of the Fabulous Thunderbirds, in the otherwise very cool song Tough Enough, says he would fight Muhammad Ali just to have you, baby, next to me.
Today or
Yeah, today maybe, but in Ali's prime, come on.
welcome back to the
Oh, I got the wrong clip.
Oh, crap.
But here we go. In his prime, this is how it goes. Yeah,
Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
your baby next to you in the hospital bed, maybe. These people.
Poised as can be! Oh! All over Frazier again!
I love Howard Cosell. All right, beautifully done there, Cook. Thank you. Hey, to me, yesterday was one of the great sports Tuesdays in the history of June 8th, 2004.
I'll say.
Yeah, you had an amazing historic NBA Finals game, too. And you had a classic pitcher's duel at Fenway Park between the Boston Red Sox and San Diego Padres. Did you do any surfing between these two contests?
Yeah.
It was just so cool. Unfortunately, Pedro Martinez and company shut down the Padres on only 2 hits. David Wells was brilliant, but his relievers gave up one stinking run to the Red Sox, who won last night at Fenway 1-0. Beautiful television shots of that unique, asymmetrical, evocative, one-of-a-kind Fenway Park in its 93rd year, and we'll see it again tonight at 4:05. Brian Lawrence versus Bronson Arroyo on Channel 4. And I thought it was cool, the baseball fans at Fenway who had watched David Wells for so many years with the Yankees, as he walked off last night, gave him a nice round of applause, and Wells tipped his cap to the Fenway faithful.
I thought you were one of the guys who went against the grain and didn't do the standard, oh, Fenway is so great. You actually said, you know, Fenway sucks. For watching a game, you know, it may be pretty to look at, but actually being there and watching a game, the place sucks.
And if you have a good seat, fine. But if you have a bad seat, it does suck. It's
Really?
beautiful on television.
How that works.
If you have a good seat, fine, but if you have a bad seat, it sucks.
Well, let's put it this way. There are few good seats in that park where it's really nice. But if you have a bad seat, in other words, there are some places like, I don't know, Petco Park, certain places where you hear the term, not a bad seat in the house, right? Mm-hmm. There are horrible seats in that house.
Aren't they situated in a way that you have to kind of like twist your body to watch the entire game?
Yeah, I was telling you that. We had tickets in the right field, down the right field line. As you look straight out, you'd see the right fielder. Well, it's such an old-fashioned stadium. The aisles are the same height as the seat. Like you're sitting down, and people are walking by you to your left, right, on the aisle, and you have to crane your neck to the left to see home plate. In other words, the seats at Petco are all designed and pointed towards the action. Fenway Park, the seats are pointed straight towards right field. You have to look to your left, at the sun, past people walking by you all game long. It's horrible. I hate Fenway Park. Except on television. Boy, it was beautiful last night. Did you see those beautiful shots of the Green Monster and such?
Absolutely.
The what?
The Green Monster.
What's that?
The wall.
That's the wall in left field.
Oh.
I'm happy to hear that Shelley Dunn knows what the Green Monster is, but Bruce 66, where are you? You just like the hoops. So
Lakers,
let's get to
baby.
It. Meanwhile, in the National
Welcome back to the history of rock, the real story. And I'm Scott St. Scott. In the early 70s, Led Zeppelin was a bold, original force in the rock scene. Or were they? One man says no. I'm in Manhattan, East Village, in the apartment of Broadway songwriter Roger Fageau. Now, Roger, you said you knew Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin?
Well, of course I knew him. I believe it was fall of 1970. Now, I know that because I was wearing this beautiful Angora sweater. Anyway, I was giving Mr. Page piano lessons. He has such slender fingers. But I'll never forget the day I was just kind of working away at the piano, much as I am right now. And I was just sort of noodling around, and in walks young Mr. Page. So I tell him I'm composing a song about let's just say a special someone I just met in a restaurant. And it went something like this. There's a waiter I know who lives one floor above me, so I'm climbing a stairway to heaven. Need I say more?
So, was Stairway to Heaven stolen? Perhaps we'll never know. Perhaps the truth will remain forever shrouded in the darkness of a past that is destined to remain behind us, as all history must. From 1971, then, here's Led Zeppelin and Stairway to Heaven.
He was a friend that we met only in fleeting moments, but he always said, when you come to Frankfurt, we'll give you a good time. Now, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, so we dedicate this to Cookie.
Skip-ball association. The Detroit Pistons were up by 6 points with 36 seconds left in regulation, but Shaq made a three-point play. Lakers down by 3 with just seconds remaining. Who else?
Kobe's the main man. 5-5. Got it. Hamilton, the shot. The three. Yes. Kobe Bryant. 3 is the three. 2.1 left on the clock. We're deadlocked at 89. Unbelievable.
Pretty believable, actually. The best basketball player in the world. Is there any doubt? Kobe sticks a dagger in Detroit. Lakers rolled in overtime to win Game 2. Avoiding the 0-2 hole. Instead, it's 1-1 with the next 3 games in Detroit. So while Kobe scored 33 and Shaq 29, Luke Walton was the X factor. The uni-high grad and Bill Walton's son came off the bench to score 7 points. He had a three-pointer, went coast to coast on one layup, and he grabbed 5 rebounds, dished out a team-high 8 assists, sparking a brain-dead team out of the doldrums with his hustle and his freaky smart playmaking.
Back to Walton, puts it down, drives, baseline, up to Shaq on the alley-oop, who slams it down. The kid does it again. Another assist from Luke Walton and a timeout. That's 8 assists for Luke Walton off the bench.
Luke.
That was a nice play.
It sure was. Britney Spears has already publicly announced her crush on Luke Walton. Maybe they can get married during a timeout and then get divorced at halftime. Game 3 is tomorrow in Motown. 8 other sports, Dave.
What happens if the Lakers go ahead and win the next 3 games?
Whew, boy, I think we have is it a streak?
It's well, he paints himself blue and yellow.
Oh, okay.
Of course, he'll have no paint.
Right.
So he'll just streak.
He's already been over here bending my ear. What are you wearing purple for? You Laker lover. When Kobe hit that 3 points, all I could hear in my head was Abramovich going, "Oh, the Lakers are so lucky."
That's all luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that three-pointer that Kobe dropped with 2 seconds left. Thing went straight in.
Oh, God, Derek Fisher. You'd think maybe there's a thing of destiny going on here with these Lakers this year. And it was luck and Luke last night. It's 6:36 and 8 seconds. This is your 101.5 KGB Sports Network. Oh, my.
Chainsaw brought to you by the original Tough Man Contest, coming to 4th and B on July 8 and 9. They need more tough men like you. If you want to test your boxing prowess, call 800-99-TOUGH. That's 800-99-TOUGH to sign up. Here's Ruth.
Brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Center. Slow traffic south 5 on the coast now right around Poinsettia. South 15 bunched up in Escondido, while North 805 slows approaching the 94. Then again, Claremont Mesa. If you like babies, you're going to love Cinta, the littlest orangutan, but he won't stay a baby forever. Come visit Cinta and his family at Absolutely Apes today, only at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. I'm Ruth 66 with Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw, 101.5 KGB.
What's going on, Joyce? You're on KGB.
They're making the absurd claims. They have no idea what they're talking about because, as Cookie keeps telling us, there is no longer compulsory PE.
Talk about the rock stars who are ready to climb mountains and sail stormy seas and walk 1,000 miles and fight Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, they've never run 2 laps on the track.
These people would get pounded. They'd get so creamed. Lou Graham.
Oh, come on.
What do you weigh? 100 pounds?
Maybe.
Let's see you climb a mountain, buddy.
Soaking wet,
Go get
maybe.
'em. Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking, Joyce.
No more compulsory PE.
Yeah, they don't understand physical exertion, so they just make these outrageous claims.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one, Joyce. Good pull.
Thank you.
It's well put.
Thank you, Joyce. That's another endangered name right there.
Joyce.
You know any people who are saying, yeah, we're expecting this fall, we're going to have a daughter? Really? What are you naming her? Joyce?
I like Joyce.
Joyce is a great name, but it's endangered.
It is.
These names are all going to be gone.
Now it's Jocelyn or Joy or something. Joyce. Love it. Leave it in.
I am constantly amazed at what people will line up to see, who will take hours out of their day,
Right.
Like new Star Wars movies.
or will, I don't know, I can almost understand lining up to see a movie. I'm not into this whole let's line up 2 weeks in advance. But I'll give you the two things that are on my mind right now as I'm flipping through the newspaper. Number one, the Reagan thing.
Unbelievable.
How do you even know he's in the box?
You don't.
You don't. And frankly, I don't think he is.
Maybe not.
Thank you.
I don't think he's in there.
Because Kennedy's casket was empty. Thank you for embracing the
I just don't
conspiracy.
think he's in there.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know Kennedy's coffin?
That's a long story. I'll talk to you later about it.
Jeez.
You'll be going to
Ruth,
meetings.
We can do an hour if you like.
You never engaged Chainsaw
Sorry.
about JFK on the show. Do it on your own time. Don't drag us into your hell.
You don't have the time.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that one.
I don't even think he's in that box.
Why not?
Why?
Well, Nancy
Why should he
was
be?
so protective, and to think that she would just have him out there and let every Tom, Dick, and Harry come by and do whatever.
Well,
They planned that whole thing for years.
I know, but
so-
they're going to take him out to Washington now and let everyone else out there parade by him. And everyone who gets to go look at the box has to go through this, tight security thing.
Right.
Because they're afraid that Osama bin Laden wants to blow up Reagan's dead body. Got us. Ooh. Seriously. Ooh, got me.
He's already dead.
He's
Osama.
already dead,
You can't
buddy.
hurt
Way to
him.
go. I don't know. It's such a... We're putting such a value on this thing.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's a box.
Piece of history.
I understand people lining up for hours and miles if he's there shaking hands.
Sure.
But to walk past a box, you haven't even got a guarantee that he's in there?
You're a conspiracy
He really
theorist.
is.
Why the heck
Well, I
would
don't
he-
know. I mean-
why wouldn't he be in there?
Why did you walk past a box over here at Clear Channel? Never know what's going to be in that. I mean, what's the big deal? It's a box.
It's the tomb of the unknown soldier or Grant's tomb or whatever. I mean, you go by it, you pay your respects. It's much more significant than the grassy knoll that's out here outside our parking lot.
I don't know. I'm
The
just...
same piece of dirt. You're very sentimental.
I guess. I don't
And
know.
where is he? If he's not in the box, Dave, where is he?
Frozen with
in a
Walt
safe
Disney.
place that the family's happy with or something. I don't know.
But it does speak to the issue of certain entertainment value waiting 19 hours to go buy an inanimate object.
Yeah, and how about John Kerry flying out so that he can walk through? Gee, what's that all about, John?
Wait a minute, which is the inanimate object? The box of John Kerry.
And then the other thing that I'm just, okay. Good way to spend your day. These people who are going out of their way and fashioning all sorts of viewing devices and getting up at all hours so that they can see a dot in front of the sun. Woo!
It's Venus, David.
Live it up.
Stop
It's
it.
Venus.
It's Venus.
She's
Did you see
your
this?
Venus.
I mean, it's like, okay, it's a dot in front of the sun.
Yeah.
How about that?
Cool.
It's interesting science to some people, David.
A dot in front of the sun?
Yeah.
How about that? It's a dot in front of the sun. I think an eclipse is cool when all of a sudden it gets dark in the middle of the day.
You put that little device on and you bang it against a window and you see the little the moon over the, that half moon thing on the sun.
Even if you don't bother, putting the box on your head, just the fact that it gets dark.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day. I think that's interesting.
I don't think you put the box on your head. I think you look through the little hole.
Oh, really?
I think so.
No, there's a way you can do it where you put the box on your head.
Oh, that's goofy.
They're all goofy. You know what? Guess what? You weren't meant to look at the sun.
Anybody who's interested in things that we're not is weird. You
Yes.
ever thought about that?
Yes.
I'm not even saying it's weird. It's just like, hey, when it all comes down to it, it's a dot in front of the sun. Go get him, Tiger. What are you going to do with that? Oh,
So
I'm
what-
raining on your parade. I'm sorry.
What would you stand in line for, Dave?
What have I stood in line for?
Yeah, here we go.
The last thing I stood in line for was Jessica Simpson.
Way to go.
I mean, you can't see that every day.
That is something I would never do. Although I don't have daughters, you did it for the sake of others, though. It was sacrifice. It was heroic.
I'm trying to
That's
think of
what
the
you
last
did.
thing. I'm trying to think of the last thing I stood in line for that I wanted.
Right, for you.
I honestly don't know. I'm just not that interested in anything.
How about getting into a football game or baseball game or the Indy 500 or...
We waited for 2 hours for Saturday Night Live in that line. That got old.
Yeah, that got real old. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was
for sure.
worth it.
But I'm wondering, Chainsaw, I'm truly trying to think the last time I stood in line for something that I wanted.
For, say, an hour. All right? For an hour.
I can't think of it.
It might have been Saturday Night Live.
I swear to God, I can't think of anything that I've done in the past couple of years.
I stood in line for 2 hours for The View, but that was under duress.
How so?
And Barbara, I kind of wanted to go, but it was a chick thing.
It's raining men.
It's raining men. It was actually worth it, and I'm glad I went. But it was rather odd
That's
being
an
the only
unfortunate
guy
mission right there.
in a 2-hour line for The View, especially during the commercial breaks when they swept the camera over the audience. You didn't see me because I was ducking.
Yeah.
Big gigantic lurch.
Oh, God.
With his head getting scorched by a Klieg light.
Was it you and a bunch of chicks, James?
I was the only guy in there who wasn't gay.
Oh.
I can't think of anything that I waited in line for that I wanted to do recently. Honestly.
Me neither. I don't like lines. I don't like crowds. Disneyland? Have you ever gone to Disneyland and had to wait a long time?
Yeah, no, never. You kidding?
When's the last time?
When don't you wait?
I haven't gone to Disneyland in, I don't know,
I told
5
you this-
years.
told you a story that we took the family, the boys, Susie and I took the boys to Disneyland, and got there early. We were first in line, right?
Jeez.
And it was like, on your marks, get set. Now, everybody, don't run. It was like the start of the Boston Marathon. They open the gates, and we're all running. We go to the Indiana Jones ride. We are first in line at the Indiana Jones. By the time we finished the ride and got out, and you know how you exit those things and you see the line that's coming in?
Right.
It was an hour wait line.
What
Just in
constitutes
50
waiting in line? Because, obviously you wait 5 minutes in line at the bank or something like that. What
Right.
constitutes
Let's
waiting
call
in
it
line?
an hour.
An hour?
Let's call it an hour.
I haven't in years.
God.
I have not in years.
Where am I?
My tolerance for that stuff is very low.
Right.
You waited an hour in line at the Passions of the Masters, didn't you?
No,
Masters of the Pageant or whatever it is?
it was Pageant of the Bastards.
I'll tell you, waiting in line if you constitute being stuck in traffic. Now, that's a different thing. You're trying to get home.
Right.
But actually going to an event and waiting an hour in line to get in.
I don't know if I've done it.
I can't think the last time I did it, and I sure wouldn't do it to go stand in line to see a box.
I think it was 1992, Saturday Night Live.
Maybe. I mean, I've been to Disneyland since then, and you're damn sure you're going to wait in line there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I don't even think he's in the box.
I like the way you're thinking, man.
He's in the box.
You don't know that.
I like the way you're thinking.
You don't
He's
know.
not
You know
even
Don't
dead.
talk like that. You're going to be going to the little meetings pretty quick here.
Ought to be a
He's gonna-
glass. It ought to be a glass
He
box.
sees an opening. This is a slippery
He's
slope.
living with JFK, Oswald, and Marilyn Monroe in that apartment in Lemon Grove.
Right.
Some
Not even dead.
Some people theorize that he actually died 2 years before the end of the term of his presidency, and they put
Who theorizes
I heard
this,
a bunch
Chris?
of crackpots calling up.
Then why are you
Not
talking about it?
again.
If you think they're crackpots, why are you talking about it?
It's a theory that some people have.
Is it worth talking about?
We didn't give him a chance to be interesting with it, but I guess it's just his
come
history.
on.
It's too late. All right.
Come on. You know you don't believe it.
Oh, of course not. I'm just saying that it's not really plausible in my opinion. But I do agree that the box could be empty, and I think you and I spoke about this.
I don't think it
Off
is.
the air.
Here I am,
I
JFK
know.
boy. I mean, you give conspiracy theorists, now I'm switching my tack here, you give conspiracy theorists a bad name when you create conspiracies that don't exist.
Oh, my God. Worlds are colliding.
What did he just say?
This is terrible. Well, he said that you're taking the integrity away from his conspiracy Kennedy theory by saying that Reagan isn't in the box when
Right.
clearly
You're
he thinks
inventing
that he
something
is.
that out of fiction, whereas true conspiracy theories are based on fact.
See, but they watched that movie Dave.
True theories are based on fact.
Yes. Yes. That is correct. That is precisely correct.
You are really going out on a limb.
But there's no factual basis for this crackpot idea that he has, that the box is empty.
Let me back up just a little bit and say, I'm not saying that the box is empty, but how do you know?
You don't know.
You don't know.
You do not know.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantees, period.
Well, you're waiting in line to see you're waiting in line to not see something. That's it.
That is true.
You know, you're waiting in line to not see President Reagan.
To see a hunk of wood.
Live it up.
Yeah. At least last night on PBS, they had a great show on Reagan's presidency and his legacy. And they were showing pictures of Brezhnev and Andropov and these Russian guys, Soviet guys,
Right.
After their death. They were carried through the streets, open caskets in like freezing weather. You saw them.
Well, that's true.
And remember that Ayatollah who fell out of the box?
Naked.
Well,
Yeah.
they pulled him out because they were doing the... Thank you. Missed that.
Beating themselves on the head,
I
doing their
know.
tongue rattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came flying out of the box naked.
That
That
was
was unfortunate.
That could have killed him. Oh, wait a minute.
I was going to say it's symbolic, but I guess, well, if it was really symbolic, you wouldn't have to go stand in line.
They had a service here at a funeral home for those who couldn't make it to Simi Valley.
Oh, did
What?
they really?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
As
Well,
announced
what's
on
the difference?
Kogo.
What's the difference?
You're right.
You go to a funeral here, you go to a funeral there. Either way,
Right.
you're not going to see him.
Right.
You're not going to see him. What's the diff?
And who would want to see him? I mean,
Oh,
imagine what
no,
he
you
must
don't.
look
No. You don't want to see that.
like. No.
What would the difference be if they just had a box at the funeral home here?
I got the
Box
feeling
is
they
a
just
box.
cropped up a picture.
A box is a box.
Yeah.
Terry, you're on the KGB. What's going on?
Hey, Dave, it's a zany chick.
Hey,
I forgot that part. I'm sorry.
what's up, baby?
I waited in line for you guys.
Yeah, but you get something out of that.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah,
truly,
every Christmas
you
they wait in
get
line for
something.
us.
I know.
I forgot about that.
Well, you're going to see the people that you're coming to see. You're going to talk to us. We're going to shake your hands. We're going to, engage you in a conversation. We're going to sign something for you, whatever.
There's entertainment value.
You know that we're there.
I was even standing next to a celebrity waiting in line.
Who was that?
Quiet James.
Quiet Talking James.
Yeah.
Really?
That's cool.
Very cool.
So basically, I'm saying we're cooler than a president's funeral.
Yeah.
Wait, that's where I was at. I wasn't at the president's funeral.
That's what I'm saying.
More entertaining than a hunk of wood.
Yeah. That's It's our new slug line.
Yeah, we should write that somewhere. That's good.
Yeah. Thanks,
Hunk
Terry.
of oak and a piece of ash.
There. And then what about the sun thing? The dot in front of the sun.
If you're way into astronomy, I would think that would be interesting.
Or astrology. It has a little bit of an effect on that. Planets colliding and aligning and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, but this story is way bigger than just people who are way into astrology and astronomy and all of this stuff. I mean, it's a big story.
Not enough to compel me to go look at it.
Me either.
I think it's cool to know because it hasn't happened in like 133 years. It's cool to know.
When can you
Well,
see it?
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I haven't taken off my pants and hopped down the hall on one leg towards Cantori's studio in 130 years. But if I did, would you care?
Yeah, I would.
Yes,
I'd like
I
to see
would.
that.
As a matter of fact.
I would like to see that.
That would be great. But I don't think I'd make a special trip to Australia or I think New York City. Saw some of it just to see it. Big deal. Someone's going to take a picture of it and put it in the newspaper.
I'm looking at this thing in the newspaper today, and it's I know it sounds crabby and all of this stuff, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I'm looking at this thing, all these school kids, they're
So cynical.
teachers and stuff, got them all hooked up out in the park someplace with something they can stick over their face and look at the sun, and there's a dot.
Might inspire a career.
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
What, dot watchers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Astronomists.
You can see it on TV.
Astronomers.
What have astronomers ever done to help the world? Hey, look at that. There's the sun.
Oh, God.
It's not like they put it there. It's not like they saved it or anything like that. What have they done?
Last
are a
night we
cynical
were on the
bastard.
phone and Racket says, maybe I have a bad attitude on this, but no, not at all.
There are kids on my lawn. Get over there.
I tell you what, there are just some things where you start looking at your life going, do we really need to do this? Do we need to do that? No, you don't. Quit wasting your time.
Not going to change anything.
And we liked it. When I was a kid, we threw rocks at each other. Dirt clods.
When I see John Kerry standing, in line at Reagan's funeral,
Yeah.
I know why he's there.
Yeah.
Right.
And so does everyone else in the world.
Uh-huh.
It's awful.
And yet he does it anyway.
To get a few Republican votes.
Whatever. A photo opportunity. Yep. Don't even try to tell me how sad you are today, John. I didn't
What do
even
you think's going to
want
happen when
to
the
hear
body
this.
gets to Washington? Everyone in Congress and the Senate is going to
God.
file out to do the same damn thing.
I think that's appropriate. I think that's fine. It's because it comes to Washington, where they are.
Where
and
they
that's
don't
their-
even know if there's a body in the box.
Well, I know.
So?
But that's their former boss. I think all those lawmakers should do that. It's appropriate.
It's a hunk
Well,
of
then,
wood.
then it's Kerry's former boss, too.
Yeah, it's coming to Washington.
Well, he's not there. He's out stumping. He was
No,
supposed
he's not. Apparently, he
he
said he,
did call
wasn't.
off,
He
but he was
was taking
supposed
the
to be
week
on the
off.
West Coast.
Well, apparently he didn't mean it.
Well,
Apparently he was stumping in line at the funeral.
and you
And
know,
you know
he
what?
got cuts.
He got cuts, and so do
Yeah.
those senators and congressmen in D.C.
Of course they will.
It's going to be a 5-minute
They'll
thing. Just
brush
walk
aside
past
the
it. Yeah.
public. No, you wait right here. We've got congressmen to bring out.
Margaret from Wisconsin brought the Winnebago out to D.C.
Yeah,
to
well,
look at the
screw
thing.
you. Wait in
screw
line,
you.
Margaret.
2 hours.
Right. You're
So
waiting
Barney
more.
Frank can
Right.
go lick the box.
I'm pretty sure
Don't
Barney
think he's
Frank
ever
doesn't
done
lick
that,
anybody's box.
Janie.
Thing, so.
But good guess. I mean, don't ask, don't tell. Unfortunate choice of words.
Unless they bury him in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. See Barney Frank. How long is this tour that Reagan's doing? Is it like a 30? Is it a
Week long.
30-city stop?
Hey, a lot of employees are getting the day off on Friday.
Charge a damn, ticket price and eliminate the budget deficit.
The budget deficit?
What did I do?
I don't think it's going to pay off the budget.
Depends on how many people go to see.
And how much they charge.
Well, I take that back. If we charge $1 million a piece?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I just think like a concert promoter. Come on.
Hey.
Hey.
We're a concert promoter. Clear Channel presents the Reagan funeral.
In a world.
Coming to San Diego.
Yeah, but we'll get it on a Tuesday night because they save the big cities for the
Really?
weekends.
Right.
Reagan's body.
Maybe. Might be in the box.
It's in there.
Into your 401ks.
I don't know. If you're going through the line, don't you at least want to do that thing where you go up and start like tapping on it, kind of like when you're looking for a stud on the wall? See if there's anything in it.
God.
Listen for tapping back.
You wouldn't be able to tell anything from that.
Your reference is so charming.
The guy was 93.
I know.
How did my voice get that high?
I don't know.
Reagan's box coming. Opening act, the Urn of Nixon.
I don't know. I seem to be like the only guy in the world who's not just, crying in my soup over this thing. The guy was 93. Everyone should live as good a life as this guy had.
Boy, no kidding.
For the 81 that he was aware of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that bad day when he got shot, but other than that, pretty good life.
Unbelievable life.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about your love affair. Wow.
No kidding. I mean, to know that kind of devotion.
And apparently he had a
person.
barber. Which not everyone can have.
That was the one thing he remembered the last 10 years. Where's my barber?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he had a nice head of hair. A little dab of hair. A couple of dabs for him.
What's that, Floyd?
A couple of dabs for him.
Really?
Hey, Floyd, aren't you dead too?
Oh, yes, I am dead.
Are you in the box with Ronald right now?
Yes, I am.
Let me talk to him.
Hello. Well, it sure is dark in here. I don't know how he can cut the hair in the dark. I can do it in my sleep, as it wasn't. I can do it blindfolded. Well, you might as well be.
Are the Hogan brothers in there too?
Let me see here. Eddie Hogan. Logan Hogan.
It's the birth of a puppet. I feel like I should get like a christening gown or something. What?
Hey, Floyd!
Why don't you tap out the SOS, Floyd? Hang on. This is Floyd. We sounded like a little bit, kind of that breathy.
This is Floyd the barber joining us from Reagan's coffin.
Yeah,
Let me talk to Barney.
Oh, 1 second. Well,
Very crowded coffin.
That bit is dead, but I don't think he is yet. Hang on just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stop it, Floyd!
Hey, Barn.
Hey, how you doing,
Pretty
baby?
dark in there, isn't it?
No, it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little internal security. Making sure Osama bin Laden doesn't get close.
Sure, I think that's good. That
Well, that's what I do.
you're taking him to the grave safely. I think that's good, Barney.
Well,
Noble of you.
well, when you leave, Mayberry, you got to get into the Secret Service.
Neil and Lee in there today?
Hang on just a second.
Let me talk to Neil and Lee.
Dude, what's going on?
Neil, how'd you get in there?
I don't even know, dude.
Let me talk to Lee.
Yeah. Most of my boxes are cardboard and whatnot, but this seems like pretty solid oak and so forth.
It's oak?
Yeah. It's either a hunk of oak or a piece of ash. Of course, I haven't had this good a piece of ash
What?
since 1959 and whatnot. Leona. Yeah. My mama. Yeah. So forth.
Trying to think. Hey, let me talk to Charles Asphalt. It is hump day after all.
Good morning. This is Charles Asphalt on a Wednesday morning.
Where are you, Charles?
I'm lying here next to Floyd and Barney and President Reagan.
You're in the coffin.
I'm in the coffin.
Wow.
And there in that corner,
Yeah.
Neil and Lee. Hopping away on a Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome. There you go again.
All right.
Wowie, wow.
There's our tribute to 40.
That was great.
It's kind of like shooting at the guy's feet, you know?
Yeah.
Making him dance.
Yeah. Well, best of CD material right there.
Let's go with the traffic update here on KGB San Diego, KGBB Temecula. Here's Route 66.
Brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Center. Slow traffic in the South Bay because of a wreck. South 805 approaching Plaza, partially blocking the fast lane. Southbound 5 reports a crash right at Palomar Airport Road. It's on the right shoulder, but traffic is backed up into Carlsbad behind it, and then slow past it down to Manchester. Slowing North 5 right around Main and Division in National City. Westbound 94 slows from Kenwood to the metering lights. Past De Oro. West 52 slows at Mast. And North 805 slows in North Park, and then again Claremont and Balboa to Claremont Mesa. Catch the Padres on Channel 4 San Diego in high def from Cox High Definition Cable. See over 100 Padre games in HD on Channel 704. It's the next best thing to being there. Call to order 619-262-1122 or 760-599-6060. I'm Ruth 66 with Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw, the 115 KGB.
Well, you know what they say, all the cool guys are named
Dave. Oh, you know, I saw some of this coverage on television about, the Reagan funeral.
Yeah.
It's all very proper, very solemn, and honor guard.
Very military.
Passing in review. And
Yep.
the only thing I could think of is, what would it be like if standing in line was a ventriloquist?
Yeah.
Help me. Dark in here. Oh, come on.
Being able to throw your voice.
Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah. It would be fun. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
See you later. Brad, you're on the KGB. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Just wanted to let you know, my father was a POW for 18 years. His remains came back in 1982. 18 years. Yeah.
How can you be a prisoner of war for 18 years?
Well, we don't know. His remains came back in 82. His plane went down in,
okay. Gotcha.
His plane went down in 66.
Yeah.
President Reagan was a huge influence on his remains coming back. They call him the Great Communicator, which is a very valid description of him.
No question.
He was an amazing man. Actually, I had lunch and had golfed with him.
You golfed with President Reagan?
I did.
Slick. Where'd you play?
I was up in Santa Barbara. I'm actually not really sure because I was probably 17 at the time. He's a good golfer, too, or was. I had lunch with him at the White House twice. And just to let you know, regarding the box thing, Reagan was at my father's funeral in Arlington National Cemetery. And Senator Dornan, Robert Dornan, at the time, told us, we're not really sure if your father's in there.
Oh.
So, well...
Thank you, Senator.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks a lot.
But what are you going to do? It was closure.
Horrible thing to say.
Well, what's the point? What's the point of going through the whole routine?
They actually wanted to do a whole make burial, make sure that it was him. They wanted to bury him and then dig out the remains after everybody left. After the TV, it was on CNN. After all the TV stuff left.
Yeah.
Just for, I guess, the U.S. public to see that things were happening regarding that issue. There were actually two other servicemen that came back at that time.
Who'd your dad fly for?
The Navy, flew F-8s.
Did you know him?
No, I was 2.5 when he left.
Yeah.
So he was very, very big. Everybody's seen the photograph. He was kind of the poster child for POWs at the time. His photograph was on the cover of Life magazine. I don't know. Reagan was a really neat man. He did a lot of things.
Did any of that make you want to go pay your respects
to Reagan?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, yes. Just as a human,
yeah,
I would. Yes. What he did for my family, absolutely. I don't know. I just thought he was a neat person.
I can see how you would. You know, you had a personal contact with the guy.
Absolutely. And, I really got a lot of anxieties when people were, when he was president and everything. Oh, he's just an actor and he's doing this and that. And you gotta be something to become president. You're not just an actor. And when somebody becomes president, it's not because of just their acting ability. It's because of their something inside. It's something, more than that. And I don't know. I just kind of have a personal tie to him. And
yes, you do.
He's a neat man.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep.
All right, buddy. I like how people all want to point out, by the way, I voted for him, Well, who didn't?
Right. Me.
Who'd you vote for?
Oh, I don't know. The loser.
Dukakis. What a homo.
That was Bush.
Who'd you vote for? Who ran against him? Mondale?
Carter and Mondale.
Who'd you vote for, Ruth?
The Democrat.
Or John Anderson in 1980.
Right. Tell you,
Or
Arnold-
Jesse Jackson in 1984.
I voted for Jesse Jackson.
I love how people say that. I voted for Reagan. Good. You and the rest of the country. Good job there.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only Republican I've ever voted for.
Really?
Yep. Well, except for mayors, but they don't run those like.
Are you going to vote for president this year?
I don't know. I hate John Kerry.
Yeah.
Hate?
Yeah.
What has he done to you?
Oh, he's just awful. I just think.
Just because he's dull.
I think he'd be a terrible president.
You know what she means. She hates the idea
Right.
of John Kerry.
Well, there are a lot of Democrats who feel that way, but it's.
Well, how lame is that?
This is going to come down to voting against someone as
I
opposed to
know.
voting for someone.
I know.
This is one of those unfortunate election years where that really is going to be the case.
Again.
Vote for Kerry. Maybe we can talk about boobs again without getting lynched.
Maybe.
Hey, Ruth, you got to vote today. Who you voting for? You got to vote today. Who you voting
If
for?
I vote for him, I don't think I'd ever tell you.
You have to vote today.
I don't have to tell you.
Okay, pretend like you're playing along. You got to vote today. Who you voting for?
Is that Howard Dean?
The write-in scream vote.
Yeah, the third guy. Who's the third guy?
Come on.
Nader! Are you kidding? Nader! Sorry.
Is he even really a factor?
He's going to be...
Do you want to wager on that?
I'll take some of that.
Hey, back off, Glommer.
Hey, it's free money.
Look, you're busy losing $1,000 a chainsaw. You've already had your fun.
You don't think
Check's
Bush
already cleared.
You don't think Bush is going to win
I didn't say
by
that.
a large margin?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Would you like to wager on that?
No,
Why?
because I know better.
Well, you wiener, then you don't mean it.
I think she just was educated by your
Yeah, I mean,
taking issue with that.
I'm rooting for the guy, but I don't think it's going to be a landslide.
But when it comes
No.
to betting, you're luckier than the dang Lakers.
Well, come on. Who are you voting for today? Yeah!
Ruthie.
Good one!
Next time you see me, Shelley, just slap me across the face. I
Good
deserve
woman.
I'm not even going to take the time. It's not even worth it. You're a lost cause. What has become of you?
Your stock just went up 100
It
points.
hurts
Good
me
God.
so much. Oh, my God. Because remember how much I used to hate George Bush?
Do you think he's a bad guy?
Oh, no.
Well, then what's wrong with voting for him?
He's a Republican.
So what? So what? Who cares what your party is?
Well, I care.
Why?
I've
That's
never voted
stupid.
for a Republican for president ever.
That's a dumb reason
And now
to vote
you're
or
going
not.
to?
That's a dumb reason to vote or not vote for someone. You should vote for people, depending on what their issues are, not what their party affiliation is. Who cares about
That's
that?
part of the whole trauma and drama of the whole thing.
Should be the
for me.
least important thing.
It should be, but it's not.
Well, because basically,
It is to me.
I disagree with a lot
This
of stuff.
country
the
for the
Republicans
first 50
stand for.
years voted straight party lines. And that's just the way it is. Grandma Golden used to say, well, I vote Democrat because my papa voted Democrat.
Grandmother was around for the first 50 years of this country. She is old.
She is old. I mean, of the last century.
Oh.
They did. I mean, that's just the way and it was handed down from family to family. You were a Democratic family or you were a Republican family, and that's the way you voted.
Not me. Total Democrat family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't vote that way.
Have you ever
But you're
voted
younger.
for a Democratic president?
Sure. A Democrat president?
Yes,
No.
ever in your life.
No. No, my first opportunity to vote was for Reagan, so I voted for him, voted for Bush. I'll tell you who I did not vote for. I did not vote for George Bush the second time around. I voted for Perot.
Ross.
I went ahead and stunk that mess up.
Gave us Clinton.
Yes,
Thanks a lot.
I did.
Yep.
You're welcome.
I just couldn't vote for Clinton the second time.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
So who'd you vote for?
Ross Perot.
He
The
didn't run
second
the
time?
He only ran the first time.
Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for if you didn't vote for Clinton?
Oh, I didn't vote for the...
Bob Dole.
Oh, God, no.
Well, then you didn't vote.
Oh, maybe it was...
I went Clinton, then Dole.
Was the first time it was Ross Perot and...
And then Bob Dole ran against Clinton.
Oh, I guess I did vote for him the second
Yeah.
time. I didn't want to, but I did it anyway.
You were so troubled.
I am.
So George has your
You
has your
want to take
vote
that off?
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lindbergh. So George has your vote today. Oh, what's wrong with that? You act like you're committing
Well,
a
no,
crime.
because there's so many issues, Republican issues that I disagree with. But the whole
Like what?
Ever since the 9/11, I thought he was terribly presidential, and I agree with
What are the
most
issues
everything
that-
he's done and the way he's handled it.
What are the issues that you're all worried about?
Well, abortion for number one.
No one's changing that. You guys, you
They
need to
have
stop
changed
whining
part of
about that.
Pornography for number two.
If you need an abortion today, you can get one.
Well, yeah, because it's legal.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand what all the hanky wringing is about that thing.
Because Roe v. Wade is going to come up again, and there are some justices that are retiring, I think
A bunch
two
of 'em.
specifically,
Mhm.
that they pretty much know it's going to happen, and a Republican administration is going to appoint...
You want to bet another
like-minded
$1,000 on
judges.
that it'll never change?
Sure.
Never?
Okay. We have until the end of time.
It's not going to change.
So, it is going to change.
It's not.
Well, it depends on how people vote.
You'll always be able to get an abortion.
So you have to change your
Always.
will now because if
Right.
you predate his death, that you have to leave $1,000 to
I'll
him.
get right on that, Cookie.
What else, Ruth? What else is worrying you?
Well, the whole pornography thing
What thing?
and the censorship and
Right.
What do you mean?
well, how come you can't talk about stuff we used to talk about on the radio?
That's not George.
That's a
Become
Repub-
obscene.
That's
it's a
not
Repub-
George or the Republicans'
It's
fault.
a Republican issue. Yeah, it is.
That guy was appointed by Bill Clinton.
And that guy didn't start enforcing his hand until this Republican administration
I agree with
came
that. I
along.
think the climate is much more lax during a Democrat. He, I think Powell could not have done what he did under a Clinton administration.
Exactly.
See, I think it's the religious people who are doing it.
Right.
I
and
don't
they
think it's
feel-
a political.
And
lets
they
them
have
into the
more
White
leverage.
House?
They have more leverage with a Republican in the White House. I believe that.
You think?
Definitely, I believe that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
I mean,
always more
Bush
conservative
isn't even
atmosphere.
for stem cell research. He does not believe in embryonic stem cell research other than the small strain that we already have. And, this is the big thing with Reagan dying of Alzheimer's because this is research
George
that...
Bush killed Ronald Reagan.
Yes, he
No,
did.
he
Yes,
did
he did.
not.
Yes, he
No,
did.
Yes, he did,
not.
Shelley. I believe you.
might be exaggerating just a
George
little
Bush
bit.
killed Ronald
I did
Reagan.
not say that. Putting words in my mouth once again.
That's what I heard.
It's just silly.
Tom, you're on a KGB.
Totally
What's going on,
silly.
buddy?
People are. I just talked to my sister back in Ohio, and I talked to a friend in Florida, and I talked to another friend up in San Francisco, and we're going, I quit taking drugs in the 70s. I don't remember Reagan as being anything except proving that we could get along without a president for 8 years.
Can I tell you what I believe?
Double-digit inflation, double-digit unemployment. He declared ketchup to be a vegetable, so he could cut funds to the schools. He cut them that within 10 days of being elected. He cut funds to mental health and let all these people that were kind of Looney Tunes out in the street.
That is
maybe
correct.
He thought they would vote for him. I don't know.
That is correct.
He did a lot of things, and he also, he got his start not as an actor, as the president of Screen Actors Guild, and what he was a snitch. He snitched off all those people during the McCarthy years. He was hated. James Garner and John Huston, these are direct quotes, said that they've known him for years. He never had an original thought in his mind. Yes, he was a great communicator. He communicated. He did speeches. Somebody else wrote them.
Well,
He
yeah,
fell
all
asleep.
presidents
He
have
fell
writers.
asleep at the Organization of American States meeting, which is very important for our, communication with our neighbors.
I'm falling asleep now.
Hey, Tom, can I, and I can't really argue with any of those things that you have said. I mean, there certainly were budget cuts that were controversial. A lot of people suffered by them. How about this? Can you name another president that defeated another superpower without a war?
Okay.
He broke apart the evil empire that was communism, broke that country.
Well, only in the Soviet Union.
In the Soviet Union,
not in China.
He destroyed the
Cuba.
Soviet Union.
Not in Cuba, he didn't.
No, that's what I said.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The Russia and I added Cuba to your
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, he destroyed. He broke apart a superpower without dropping a bomb.
That's true.
He brought down
But
that
all of
wall
it's
and
true.
freed millions and millions of people from oppression, and they got a do-over in that giant evil. He ended the Cold War.
But everything you're saying is true, and everything the caller's saying is true.
Right.
The bottom line is Reagan was a lucky guy, and he was the Teflon president that nothing bad would stick to, and he got all the glory. He will be
But he had
remembered
the
as a great
nads.
president.
He had the nads when Russia was on its was hurting. He took advantage of them. There's an old policy in the Cold War that Russia was very insecure, and you don't poke a stick at a wounded bear. He had the nads to poke a stick. He said, "What do you mean? They're wounded. Let's take them out now." He became very aggressive. He found the thought of a nuclear war abhorrent, and he went after it.
But
and he knocked them out.
The guy also said that there was double-digit inflation and letting crazy people out in the streets and all that other stuff. And
all true.
And I came out of college at the end of Reagan's first term, and was in what? What?
Have a commercial break. You're old.
Oh, I know.
Right, you weren't even born yet, huh?
I came out of college at the end of Reagan's first term and became a real, true, employee in America during his second term, and so I wasn't making much money, $15,000 a year, something like that.
Yeah.
I got on just fine. So I all that stuff that he was talking about didn't affect me.
Well, you were educated. You were white.
Yeah, I paid for my education.
Right,
I
but
worked for it.
You came out of a nice family. I mean,
Well, who
there
doesn't?
was
Well, a lot of
millions of
people.
people.
Millions.
Millions of people.
Who doesn't have the opportunities, though, that I had?
Well, if you were
A lot of
raised a
people.
small black child like
Right.
The single mom.
like Steve Martin was in The Jerk, it would have been a
where I
lot
went to
tougher
school,
for you.
where I went to school, the small black children had a lot more opportunities than the small white children did. A lot more opportunities.
How many? What was the ratio of black to white?
Oh, it was overwhelmingly white to black.
Right.
But the opportunities and the extra freebies that they got were overwhelming compared to what we got.
Well, why weren't there more black people in your neighborhood?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it was
I don't
cost
know.
prohibitive. Maybe it was.
Huh?
Maybe it was cost prohibitive.
I didn't grow up in a wealthy neighborhood at all. Not even close.
Well, maybe
Everybody who lived in my
income
neighborhood
level of-
worked for a
Well,
living.
But what we're saying is, especially during that time, most people at the poverty level were minorities.
Well, what are we supposed to do about people at the poverty level? Are we all supposed to save them? Because
Well,
that's socialism.
the theory is if there is a
Wait,
better
that's
economy, the theory is if there's a better economy and more people have jobs, that the poverty level comes up.
What are you going to do about that?
Well, regardless
Well-
of what you do, they're still there. You can't deny they're
Right.
exist.
You can't.
You had
There's
overwhelming
always gonna be
advantage.
poor people.
You had
Right. And a lot-
overwhelming advantages
Right.
over the poverty.
As did all of us in this room, I believe.
Right.
And what
Right.
president has had an effect on wiping that out?
Clinton.
Yeah.
How?
Unemployment was low.
I'm pretty sure there's still poor people.
Oh, yeah, there's still
But there were
people,
less poor people, and there were more people with jobs, certainly, than there are today.
Clinton put a lot of money in the welfare to work program to get people off welfare. More people got off welfare during his term than any time ever in history.
And into the workforce. That was the stipulation.
And isn't that paid for by people who are doing well?
Sure.
They take it's communist. It's socialism.
No, we're talking about getting them
wealth-
off welfare
Right.
and into the workforce. That was
So
the
that
caveat.
your money is
Right.
not spent too
Right.
long on people who are sucking off the teat of
Right.
society,
Right.
as you put it so often.
Because it was never
Yeah.
meant for, welfare was never meant for somebody to live on forever. It was just supposed to be a temporary
Instead of a
fix.
gravy train, and then Clinton's people got a program
They got
where,
it.
okay,
Right.
get off. We'll make incentives for you to get off.
Well, there are people at that time who claimed that it was merely a shifting of the numbers, that these people were off a
Who's that?
federal.
Who claims that?
People who didn't think that his programs
You?
helped. I don't know. I
Why do you
didn't
always
study it
quote
close
these
enough.
people that you don't know?
And then you don't even know.
Why do you always stand up and quote for these people that you don't know or can't recall or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you have
Just
to
tell
cite
me
your
what you
sources.
think.
We don't.
Just tell me what you think.
Well, I think it's possible that if you say to somebody, all right, your federal assistance is gone, they're going to find assistance somewhere else. So you say, well, we got 4 million people off federal welfare. Well, they're just sucking somewhere else, like at a local government
Maybe they got a
facility.
job.
They got a job. That was the deal. They had to prove that they had a job.
Anyway, we're getting into blurring of facts here.
Yeah.
Let's stick to a baseless opinion, please.
Right. Like we always do.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, who can we judge next?
So Clinton cut people off of welfare.
Limit.
Cut off his oxygen. The bumper music since he won't stop. I'll stop him for him. Because it's the DJs who are the heroes.
Right.
All right, we are going to get to Chainsaw Sports next year. First year's Route 66.
Thank you so much. Working a couple of crashes, including one in the South Bay. Oh, two in the South Bay now. One's westbound 54 right at the South 5 connector. Another one South 805 as you approach Plaza. Slow traffic north 805 from National City off and on to the 94, and then from Balboa up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard. Slow traffic north 5 from Main and Division in National City. South 5 slows Lucadia to Manchester. South 15 heavy in Escondido, then from Carmel Mountain to Mercy. West 94 slows at Kenwood out in Paso de Oro. West 52 heavy from Mass. Not Soak City Water Park, now open daily. San Diego County adults are just $17.95, and kids 3 to 11 are always $12.95. Make a splash at Not Soak City. I'm Route 66 with DST on the 101.5 KGB.
How about that Laker game last night?
Oh, whatever. I hate that team. Hate that team. Shut up, Rose. What a lucky-ass team.
Oh, yeah, luck.
How'd you feel when Kobe dropped that three-pointer?
I couldn't believe it.
2 seconds to go.
I couldn't believe
Awesome.
it. I mean, cover the guy. I mean, everyone knows who the ball's going to.
Chainsaw and I were on the phone when that happened, and I believe my comment to him was, I mean, you should have seen this shot, Shell.
It's amazing.
It's just, you know.
Lucky shot.
How many times are these guys going to drop one in with a second to go? And I think I proclaimed to Chainsaw, he's not guilty!
He can't be guilty. He's too good.
So, Bromo.
What?
Gee.
I'm not worried.
What if the Lakers go and win 3 more in a row?
Good luck with that. They're going back to Detroit in 3.
Yeah, I know. What happens if they win 3 in a row, though?
Well, then I got to
What?
paint my body in the stupid Laker color. What
color is that?
Yellow. What is it? Yellow and gay blue?
Yeah.
Purple and gold.
And will you be
Purple
doing?
and gold. How gross is that?
And will you be doing that?
Yeah, I'll do
Really?
it.
Where are you going to get the paint?
I'll find it
Where?
at a paint store.
Uh huh. You know you won't.
Yeah, I will.
You know you won't.
I will. I said I would. I would.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to go to a paint
Who
store.
believes them?
I mean,
What? I've done it before. I've gotten
You
stuff
have?
done. Yeah.
well, I mean, have you ever
You've gotten
painted?
stuff done? Have you ever bought yourself a thong?
Well, you always have. Emily
I'm not
do
buying your paint for you.
it. Okay, I'll get it. I said I would do it. I'll do it.
All right.
It's not going to happen though. And by the way, how many times do they have to show Bill Walton in the stands?
Yeah, I know.
Who cares?
Yeah, he was the proud papa.
I
You
thought it was
kidding
touching.
me? This kid was out there making history.
And there's Bill Walton going to the bathroom. There's Bill Walton coming back from the bathroom. There's Diane Cannon. Let's everyone show Diane Cannon.
And
Who cares?
I do.
I thought Jack looked good last night.
Yeah, he did.
Got new sunglasses.
Oh, you know, he can buzz off. All those stupid celebrities. They don't care about the basketball game. They're there because they want to be seen.
I don't think that's the case with Jack. I think Jack is a real ballhead.
Oh,
He pays
If you-
for his own tickets. He loves it.
He's a clown.
He traveled to Boston back in the 80s.
He's a clown.
He's a devout,
Nah, he's a
pure
baller.
He's
fan.
a clown. So is Diane Cannon.
Well, I don't
she,
think so.
She just wants to get hosed. I think she went through the entire roster back in the 80s. I don't think they're going to touch her anymore.
Good for her.
She's a dingbat. Anyone who
think
roots for the Lakers is a total dingbat.
I'm rooting for the Lakers.
Chainsaw,
who are you rooting for?
My heart says Detroit, but I have other reasons to root for the
Who
Lakers.
are you rooting for, Chainsaw?
I'm rooting for Detroit.
Oh, thanks, Chainsaw. Great, cool.
I'm very torn. My heart, my mind says I like Luke though. I'll tell you what, I was so happy with him last night.
Oh, I was so proud.
God,
of him.
I may by the end of this, I may be a Laker fan.
All
Well, good luck with that. I hate the Lakers.
Luke
hate
Walton
him.
made history.
Oh,
there.
he's a kook.
The first rookie.
He's a kook. And quit showing Bill Walton, darn it.
Wow. The first rookie since Magic Johnson to lead his team in assists.
But, it is?
In the finals.
Oh, I thought it said that he broke the record. He had the most now.
Shut up, Ruth. Who cares?
I do.
Why don't you move to L.A., man?
Luke Walton is wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
He's
he's
very
great.
talented.
I love the Lakers. I love the team.
He could go on to be even greater than his
Well,
dad.
what's wrong with rooting for the Lakers when we don't have an NBA team here in San Diego?
Kelly, I hate all the L.A. teams.
Why?
We've been through this. We've been through this. I hate all Los Angeles.
You go to the movies?
Yeah.
You watch TV?
Yeah.
That's all a product of Hollywood, buddy.
Oh, what? I don't care.
Yeah, boy.
That's not consistent.
How
If
many
you hate
more-
all of Los Angeles, you should hate everything that comes from Los Angeles.
How many more stupid celebrities do we have to see that's in the stands? Who? Oh, there's Adam Sandler. Big deal. When did Adam Sandler become a Laker fan?
Uh-huh.
Purple and gold. It's never going to happen. Got a sports update right now here with Chainsaw on KGB. Good morning.
Well, good morning, and thank you, David, and hello again, everybody. In the sports world, classic pitchers duel at Fenway yesterday between the Boston Red Sox and San Diego Padres. Unfortunately, Pedro Martinez and company shut down the Padres, allowing just 2 hits. David Wells was brilliant for us, but his relievers gave up 1 stinking run to the Red Sox, who won it last night at Fenway, 1-0. Fenway Vision again tonight at 4:05 our time. Padres Bo Sox, Brian Lawrence versus Bronson Arroyo on Channel 4. Meanwhile, in the National Bat,
Bakery?
Is this Sue?
No.
Is Sue there?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
This is Sue.
Are you the manager down there to the bakery?
No.
Did you run that thing down there? Are you the one with red hair?
Yeah.
Are you the one I need to talk to? Listen, my name is Roy Mercer. We was keeping my grandnieces Twyla and Lila, and we was in your store yesterday. Went by there and y'all have y'all give out them cookies and free cookies.
Uh-huh.
Listen, my twin grandnieces got into them, and apparently I don't know what we put too much sugar or something in there, and they run Bursac through the store. I got them wired up on the sugar or something, and they got crazier than a hydrophobic dog down there yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And they tore into some big old giant-sized bags of Taco Doritos and a whole box of them Pokemon cards, and then went back and knocked over a daggum concrete bird bath back there in Lawn and Garden, and I gotta have to pay for that now. Well, this ain't funny. It's your this is Roy Damn Mercer. I'm the grand uncle, and me and my wife is keeping them. Mom and Daddy is hauling a load of unfinished furniture out to Nathan, Arizona, and we was keeping them for a few days while I was out there. And they went just plumb upside down and wired up 9 ways from Sunday down there to your store. Cost me $78.50, and I ain't paying it. I'm going to come down there and get it out to you today.
Okay.
You got $78.50?
Oh, sure.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I guarantee you, it wouldn't be nothing for me to send my wife, Sharon Jean, down there and whoop somebody's ass.
Okay.
Well, it ain't funny. Because I guarantee you, she'd kick your ass so hard you could floss with her shoelaces. So I gotta come down there this morning and get $78.50 out of you, or maybe you could just tell the manager down there that you'd take care of it, because she had to sign a thing that said that she's gonna pay for it.
I don't believe
We was just in there getting liquid plumber and knee socks, ma'am, and they went nuts over them daggum cookies.
Well, I can't help that.
Tell you what, she'd be down there and whip you like egg whites, make a ass whoop meringue out of you.
Basketball Association. The Detroit Pistons were up by 6 points with 36 seconds left in regulation, but Shaq made a 3-point play. Lakers down by 3 with just seconds remaining. Who else, Ruthie?
Kobe's the main man. 5-5. Got it.
Kobe's the main man.
The 3, yes. Kobe Bryant. He's innocent. 2.1 left on the clock. We're deadlocked at 89. Unbelievable.
He's he the best basketball player in the world? Yeah. Is there any doubt? Kobe sticks a dagger in Detroit. Lakers rolled in overtime to win that game, too, avoiding the 0-2 hole. Instead, 1-1 with the next 3 games in Detroit. So while Kobe scored 33 and Shaq 29, Luke Walton was the X factor. The uni-high grad and Bill Walton's boy came off the bench to score 7 points, including a three-pointer, grabbed 5 rebounds, dished out a team-high 8 assists, sparking a brain-dead team out of the doldrums with his hustle and his freaky smart playmaking.
Back to Walton, puts it down, drives baseline, up to Shaq on the alley-oop, who slams it down. The kid does it again. Another assist from Luke Walton and a timeout. That's 8 assists for Luke Walton off the bench.
Yeah, even dejected Pistons coach Larry Brown gave Luke his props.
Luke Walton, I think, was phenomenal tonight. He came in and gave him a huge lift, and they did some really neat things as a team and got a win out of this. So, give them their due. Are you allowed to give people due in this thing? You allowed to tell a team that they won the game?
Actually, it's illegal, Larry. Mandatory $25,000 fine for complimenting the other team. Game 3 is tomorrow in Motown. In other sports, David.
Luke. I am your father, Luke.
Must be so proud.
Hi, this is Bill Walton. And of all the great influences in my life, from Coach Wooden to Larry Bird,
Jerry Garcia to Mick Jagger, I'd have to put Cookie Chainsaw Randolph right
at the top of my great list. Cookie Chainsaw Randolph is the Rolls Royce
of human beings. I thought he was the inspiration of my life, but no, he's the Rolls Royce of human beings. He's definitely not the inspiration of my life.
That sounds like Donald Duck.
Hi, this is Bill Walton, and I sure miss those days when Cookie used to feed me in the low post for the Celtics.
1986, that's right. We shared a championship together when I played under the pseudonym of Larry Bird.
Cookie Chainsaw Randolph is the inspiration of my life.
No, he's not.
Huh?
No, you're not.
What?
No.
Who is?
Luke. Luke. I am your father.
You are correct, sir, yes.
It is 7:51 and 51 seconds. This is your 101.5 KGB Sports Network.
Chain brought to you by the original Tough Man contest coming to 4th and B on July 8th and 9th. They need more tough men like you. Test your boxing prowess and call 800-99-TOUGH. That's 800-99-TOUGH to sign up. I need someone to call me who's got the current issue of Cosmopolitan magazine. I think Angelina is on the cover of it. If you got the current Cosmo right in front of you, yeah, Dave, I've got it. It's at home. That doesn't help me, no. If you've got it, you can read to me. Call me, 888-570-1015. Myself and an emailer have similar thoughts on this. It's KGB. We'll do that next year on the 101. We're going to talk about Cosmopolitan magazine for a few minutes here.
It's fun to be a girl, and it's fun to put on a dress and some shoes and feel pretty.
Right.
But I'm not so interested in the kind of work that comes as a result of having great beauty. I don't find it to be that rewarding.
Thanks.
Wow.
Look, Renee, you did one ugly movie. Don't base your whole body of work on it, okay,
Right.
Toots? You're pretty ugly in Cold Mountain, but everything else I think you look pretty good in.
Well, Bridget Jones, she kind of porked up a little bit.
That's
but
all.
Still
She
cute.
still looked
She
good.
was
Pleasantly plump.
Yes.
Hey, Julie, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Current Cosmo in front of you there?
Yeah.
Who's on the cover of it?
Angelina.
Angelina, the ridiculously sexy Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah, she looks hot with almost no makeup.
When does she not look hot?
Exactly.
Okay.
Have you seen this story?
I have not only seen the story, but sadly I read it.
Did you look at the cactus picture?
Well, let me just tell you what's going on here.
Okay.
I'm at the grocery store 2 days ago, and I'm in a long line.
Yeah.
and I see the Cosmo right in front of me, and it's got all these tantalizing headlines.
Oh, I know.
And two of them are this. One is 5 down there shockers, how to handle them brilliantly. And another one, I'm not sure quite exactly what it said, but it's something about three sex secrets that guys want you to know but would never dare tell you.
3 things all guys crave in bed.
Yeah, 3 things all guys crave in bed but won't dare tell you. So I'm like, well, I better figure out what those are.
Sure.
So I, you know what? And I got busted by all these hot chicks reading Cosmopolitan.
You metrosexual.
You know what the 3 things are, Chainsaw? 3 things that guys crave in bed. And apparently you need to plunk down $4 from Cosmo for them to tell you this.
Right.
They like it. Guys like it when the women take the initiative.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Huh?
Guys like it when their women are skilled in bed. Imagine that.
Really?
Yeah. And the third one, I think, is that you don't die or something like that.
Nice. Well, it says number 1 is enthusiasm, 2 is variety.
Yeah.
Mixing up the sexual menu is the key.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, check out this letter I got.
Really obvious stuff.
Check this out. Dave, you know how it is standing in line at the grocery store with nothing better to do but read the covers of magazines and tabloids on display. You know, the ones that talk about the 800-pound baby, my dog's an alien, what Jennifer Aniston is doing these days. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Last night, the cover of Cosmo caught my eye. Normally, I wouldn't have given it a second look except to stare at the hooters of whichever model is currently gracing the cover. And oh, yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
But after listening to yesterday's show, specifically the measurement talk, this cover caught my attention. The title of this article was Men Unzipped, 5 Down There Shockers and How to Handle Them Brilliantly. I have to admit, I'm curious. What down there shockers are they referring to?
I'd like to know.
I want to know, but I'm not buying myself a Cosmo, so I was thinking maybe you could send dear old Shelley Dunn down to the 7-Eleven to pick one up. And we can all find out what their down there shockers are and how women are supposed to deal with them. Love your show, Jim. Well, Jim, I know exactly what you're talking about because I got suckered into this and I got busted by women reading Cosmo in line, and I was just a total puss. So, Julie, you got it for me?
I got it.
The 5, this is Men Unzipped, 5 Down There Shockers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how to deal with them brilliantly. Shocker number 1.
Below the belt, surprise 1. He's huge. Do you want me to read the whole thing?
No.
Good. Okay, below the belt, surprise 2. His member is bent.
Ooh. Bent. You know, I can't even talk about this now. After yesterday's show, they all freaked out because we talked about it scientifically.
Right.
And they all freaked out yesterday.
Cannot have a sense of humor about
You
science.
can't even talk about bodies anymore.
Right.
They all freaked. They freaked out after yesterday's show upstairs. Yeah. They all freaked out.
Surprise 3, he's uncircumcised.
I don't think we can talk about this.
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
no. 4 is bad. It looks red or bumpy.
Oh.
It looks red or bumpy is my new band.
Good.
Yes.
I think Red and Bumpy are the
Right.
like Ren and Stimpy.
Right.
Red and Bumpy.
They're the lead guys.
Are you red or
Like
you
Lennon and
bumpy?
McCartney.
Which one are you?
I'm a Bumpy.
I can never tell.
How about red, bent,
Although I-
and bumpy?
Okay, so basically, what they're saying in this magazine is they're talking about men's private parts,
Right.
how to deal with
Right.
the visual of it all.
Right.
Well, surprise 5 is nothing. He has a penile piercing.
Okay.
Oops.
And how to deal with them brilliantly, girls. Cosmopolitan can help you out today.
Sure.
Do any
You don't want to
suggestions
read
involve
this story in mixed company, I can say that.
Yeah.
the suggestions involve running away.
Running?
Going out for a pack of smokes.
Come on, it's bent,
Don't
it's
smoke.
red, it's bumpy and pierced. Anything else you need?
I gotta go.
Fake a seizure.
I gotta go.
Cosmo suggests an extra strong, heavy-duty Trojan.
All right.
For all of that? That's the solution to every...
No, that's mostly for the
Uh-huh.
Can't say that. Don't stop saying that, will you?
Use a thicker condom brand such as Trojan Extra Strength. That's a little roomy at the tip.
Oh, golly.
Extra strength.
Huh?
Extra strength.
Yeah.
Roomy. Yeah.
I have a low volume. No,
I swear to
let's
God.
not say that. No, I have a low volume.
Condom?
David. Actually,
I swear to God, I don't even know what we can talk about
I have a
anymore.
low-volume third foot. Although it's not a foot, technically. No, I'm not going to go ahead because we're all gun-shy now.
I know. How can we not be?
If you could not say third foot.
If you could just not talk.
On your talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play Who Are You by The Who.
If you could just
16
play the
times.
Who over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't fight it, whatever you do.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, and keep the ratings up.
Right.
Play 9 records and keep the ratings up. Thank you. We'll do that.
Eric, you're on the KGB. How you doing, Eric?
Yo, Dave, how you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm not red and bumpy, so I think I'm okay.
That's excellent.
I can cross that, and I'm not bent. I can cross those two off the list.
Chris is bent. You're red. I'm bumpy.
Oh, okay.
well, damn it, man. Well, needless to say, I'm not red or bumpy or bent. So,
Okay.
that was the whole thing. It was, I think I cheat is that every now and then, I'll get that in the mail. I'm usually the guy that checks the mail, and holy smoke, some of the crap they got in there, damn it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty hot stuff in Cosmopolitan magazine.
Yeah, but you know what? I think a lot of these girls just, flibber flabber at the gum. So, some of it's good, some of it's like, yeah, right.
Well, you can't reinvent the wheel every issue. How many times can you say the same things in different ways?
It's very tantalizing, though. I mean, the 3 things men crave in bed. And I was like, well, I got to know what that is.
Yeah.
See if you're craving the right things.
Well, I didn't buy it.
What was it again? What was the answer?
They like variety.
I didn't buy it, Cookie Stupid. I just read the entire thing in
They
front
like
of everyone.
skill.
Skill, variety,
And they like it when you take the initiative.
Right.
What? Who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
That's specific to men?
kind of common sense.
Stupidest thing. I'm looking at this going, are you kidding me?
Women
What
like
the trash.
Women like the same 3 things.
Of course. Well, everyone likes that. It's so stupid. There I was reading it in line,
Ice cream melting.
getting busted.
See, at least you didn't pay for it.
Well, you're trying to impress. You're trying to be there manly, buying your
Right.
manly things.
Look at my manly things. Red meat.
Flipping through Cosmopolitan magazine. You're so sensitive. Did you see any Hugo Boss ads? I like Hugo Boss.
Didn't see any.
Damn it.
Didn't see any. Yep. Got busted reading Cosmo.
Pretty manly.
What are you supposed to do? I go and get my hair cut. They don't have any decent magazines that you can get away with reading there. Now, I'm not saying that I want to.
Right.
I totally want to read In Style magazine.
I know you do.
But you look like a damn homo.
Well, what are
Who
you gonna
cares? Be
I do.
yourself.
I care. You tell me you don't care.
Would men comment?
People care.
What do you
I
read that
care
for?
what people think of me. I do. I do.
But what makes
Not
you
to
think,
that extent. I'd pick up anything.
I do. I care.
But
Yeah,
what
but
makes
when
you think they
Look at the
care?
way I dress, for crying out loud.
But whenever you go into the stylist, you become this whole different character.
Oh, I turn gay. When I go to
do.
Malin's, I turn gay. And you talk about it. Hey, where's the Sports Illustrated? There's no Sports Illustrated. There's not even a people, for crying out. It's all...
Yeah, they have people.
That's what I'm talking about, Shane. So when you go there, there's nothing that you can read
Right.
and, be observed and, not be somewhat embarrassed if people see what you're reading.
No one wants to put a camera on me anyway.
Well, I
Someti-
care.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Well, you're
"What
better
do you
looking
care?
than I am."
What do you care? What do you
People
care what
what?
people think? Blah, blah. I care. I think most people care. I really do. I think most people, if they were honest about it, they'd say, yeah, well, actually, I do care. I know you don't.
No, actually, I do. I bring a magazine with me if I know I'm going to be...
What a homo. Who brings a magazine with them? What do you bring? Welder Weekly?
No, I got Circle Track and Motor Trend.
God, they have magazines about that crap.
But you go
Wait a minute. You go to the barber shop that's got Playboy.
Yeah.
Al doesn't have it out. You got to, ask for it.
What, do you got to go in the back room?
Under the that's
counter.
manly.
Did you get a happy ending with that?
Wait a minute. It's a barber shop. He doesn't have stuff that you could read?
He does. He got some sports magazines, and I'm not a sports guy.
You're not?
I know it's a big surprise, David.
Bye, bud.
But, I can pick up a newspaper or something at Al's and page through it there without problem. But if I'm going anywhere else where I have to wait, I bring my own literature. Doctor's office, DMV, whatever it is, I'm bringing it
You
in.
bring your own literature to the doctor's office.
To a point.
Yeah.
And then
For a couple of reasons. First, you got Aunt Fanny there with the whooping cough.
That is true.
All over the magazine.
That is true.
I'm not touching it. And
This is smart. This is
Wow.
good. This is a good tip.
Well, now, wait a minute. You're in the doctor's office.
Right.
You're getting the germs.
The germs aren't specific to People magazine.
No, they're not.
They're everywhere.
Well, the magazines are real bad.
So are the chairs.
You got a little study done or something like that?
the pen that you write your
So
name
is
to sign
everything.
in. You're in a germ-infested office.
How about the examination room or the doctor who's
Hello?
touching you?
Well, he washes.
And
yeah,
you're supposed to
what
wash
was
the
the review he
tie.
had last week about his tie?
Don't let his tie drape on you, though,
Well,
Boyer.
then what if it does?
He didn't wear a tie.
What if the germs jump from tie to fur?
I specifically selected a physician who is tieless.
Scott and I talked about this the other day. He
You
wears
minimize
no
it.
tie.
You minimize it. You just minimize it. It's not a horrible.
And wash your hands.
And as far as the chair, I mean, I don't think anybody is coughing directly in the chair.
No, but
But
everything
they
gets
certainly
touched.
haven't coughed on their hands and then wiped the back of their skirt inadvertently. I mean, come on. If you're that germophobic, they're everywhere.
I'm
you need a
germophobic
bubble.
with- I'm germophobic with you, buddy, but that one's
A little much.
That was a lame ass attempt.
Wow, that
I got your back.
Thank you,
Oh,
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw, what are you doing? How many times do we have to tell you? You're in your own little room. What do you have to deal with
You don't
him?
have to sit in here with him.
I hear what I hear, and I agree with what he does.
good
What
God.
he says in this point, in this facet.
It's awful. I bring my own pen. I bring my own reading material.
I'm always conscious about touching things at the doctor's office.
You know what? Oswald acted alone.
What?
Oswald acted alone. Ugh.
That's unfair. That's over the
all
line.
the time. You support this guy, and we're the ones who have to deal with it. You're off in your own little.
I don't reject him out of hand. I realize that 98.9% of the things he says is crackpot, but I
Right.
have to give props to that 1.1.
Yeah, but that one's stupid.
Well,
that one is stupid.
In your opinion, that I'm stupid.
You're in the doctor's office.
Right.
Everything there is germ ridden.
Exactly. So you know what? You want to minimize your touching.
So you wash your hands.
So do you read the magazines in the doctor's office?
I have. But I think that's a good tip.
Did it kill
I think
you?
that's a good tip.
Did you die?
I haven't died yet.
See? So
that I know of. Although I
fine.
did die at 6:20. That was a bad one.
Yeah,
you know,
well.
Chainsaw, you start bringing your own literature to the physician's office. The next thing, you're bringing your own lawn chair to school.
Jesus.
It's
That's
a slippery
the road.
slope, my
I think
friend.
That's the road you're
I think there's
choosing.
a line. I don't quite go as... Although he does have a low-volume foot. For some
know.
reason the other day, he had his foot propped up, and I actually looked at his boot, because I'm a boot aficionado. You know, I'm a hiking guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I touched the boot, and man, it squeezed in. He has like a little tiny, narrow foot. He
Get your
has,
foot out.
He has a low-volume foot.
What the hell does that mean?
Meaning that even in a narrow boot, you can squeeze in, and there's a lot of slap and play inside that
like
inside
so
the
many
leather.
things.
Yeah, and so many things. Go ahead, David. I am not going to touch his boot. I don't want to get his germs. Oh, well, here's the foam now. No.
See, look at him. He's squeezing his foot. You know, that backyard that he runs around with, knee deep in rat turds, but he's afraid to touch people at the dentist's
Right.
office.
Now
This
that's
is
a
what
contradiction.
kills me.
That's a contradiction.
Might catch a root canal.
Catch a root canal.
I mean, if he had a home that was a bubble, I would say, all right, this is evidently a theme in your life.
It's filthy.
Oh, my God.
See, it's just a constant
That's why it
contradiction.
is a constant contradiction. And it's frustrating for us.
Going to the doctor is like a healthy change for this guy.
Yes.
In the height of flu season.
Yes.
If he were to drape all the magazines on his bed and sleep in them,
Right.
it would be an upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm observing you.
I'm looking at you in a condescending manner because you're so stupid.
I have nothing to say at this juncture, which is a first.
Well, I'm with the guy. I get suckered into Cosmo all the time. And it's never, ever been a revelation.
No, they just know how to write good teases.
But the sad thing is, in my teenage years, it took 4 teenage years for me to get that. Oh, I think I read that last week. Wow, interesting.
What did the germaphobe do, Emily?
I was over at his house.
This is the guy who's afraid to touch people at the
Uh-huh.
doctor's office.
He was working on my car, which was filthy. You know, it needed
Why were
a
you
car
Why was he working on your car?
Old car.
Yeah, the cord and it needed brakes or something.
Okay.
And he set a dog treat on the hood, which which is dirty.
A what?
A dog treat.
A biscuit.
Dog treat. Okay.
Yeah. And then later grabs the dog treat, puts it in his mouth, and is like, "Come here, Scout," and has Scout eat the dog treat
Out
from
of his mouth? So you feed your dog from your own mouth?
Wow.
Yes, David.
I've done that. Yes, with a
Biscuit
baked
taken off,
biscuit.
off the hood of a dirty car into the mouth of a dog where contact is made, 1 degree of separation from his backside.
Well, no, Chainsaw, the dog's mouth is cleaner than the human.
Right, especially when they drink out of the toilet.
Well, I can't. Or you say lick yourself anymore.
I don't
know. But I know dogs can.
Just remember all these things when you're aligning yourself with his position. Even when he says something sensible, all the other... I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me.
Leave the room. Quick, leave the room. Quick, leave the room.
Cover your mouth. Poor Mojo now.
Cough right on the microphone, Dave.
He's going to come in here and sit naked in that chair that you just sneezed in.
Even when he says something that makes sense, all the other crap that he talks about mitigates it.
Not for me.
He's in arrears.
Yes,
See, he's
collectively
negative.
he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even when he's right, he owes us one, so he's still wrong.
One. That well is deep.
So you're going to start bringing your own magazines to the doctor's office, Chainsaw?
No, I'm not. It's a good idea, but I'm not going to do that.
So it's not that good of an idea.
Right.
Don't you hate that when someone freaks you out about a health concern, like the People magazine at the doctor's office that you hadn't even considered? A friend of mine got me freaked out about going to the movies. She brings a tablecloth with her to the movies now.
Why?
Because of lice on the chair.
What?
Lice
Did this actually happen to her? Or just
on the chair.
A natural fear.
Ew.
To me, it's a natural fear.
Why?
She always makes sure that the kids bring a coat to drape on the back of the chair at the movies, because she's got 4 daughters, and they all have long hair.
Right.
So that they don't pick up lice from some other filthy person who was there before you.
Have they ever gotten lice?
No, because I don't know if they ever have. I don't know if they've ever gotten it. Who knows where you get it or how it happens or anything like that, but I have to do it now.
What?
I have to do it now.
Why?
Because I'm freaked out about getting lice from the movies.
That is weirder than his magazine thing.
Bring it on.
I just said it.
That's it. Yeah.
I
period.
accept
End of
it.
the story.
I accept it.
Okay.
That's how I set it up. Don't you hate it when you get freaked out by some unnatural illness worry? I hate it, but I do it now.
Well, then, are you going to bring a magazine? What's the difference between doing that and taking a magazine into the doctor's office?
Bringing your own reading material where there's already reading material is stupid, and he does stupid things. You know that. He goes out of his way to
he does
complicate
stupid things. But no, I mean, I see no difference. I would think that you have more danger of catching something off a bad magazine than a theater seat.
That's your theory. I see. My theory is not that. My theory disagrees with yours.
In actuality, I think fabric might hold germs better than would a slick page of
I'm
a
not talking about
magazine.
germs. We're talking about insects.
Well, lice certainly don't burrow into magazines.
No.
They would much more readily burrow into upholstery.
Right.
Keeping our tradition of Basil's opinion,
right,
instead of facts. Or like the other day, these can't go swimming anymore. All right, I'll never swim again because you have danger of getting what? E. coli and all this other.
Yeah.
Because of the swimmers before you with ailments.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all freaked out every time I go to the grocery store now because of all the filthy people and their hands all over the grocery store cart.
Or hotel beds, or airplane
all that
trays,
stuff.
everything.
Everything frightens me now.
Yeah.
To the point where my friend brings a tablecloth with her to the movies if she's taking a bunch of kids with her and drapes it across down the row of seats so the kids don't get lice.
This is
Shave their heads.
Yes, that would do it.
This is very Howard Hughes. I mean, he was a wild germaphobe. He had 17 steps just to open a can of Kling Peaches.
Yet he was filthy. The dichotomy exists. You are Howard Hughes.
All right.
Without the money.
I am, or he is?
He is.
Oh, okay.
But you're right about going to the market. You know, you touch the handle at the shopping cart, then you grab the can of chocolate-covered raisins. So you come home, you wash up, You grab the chocolate-covered raisins, now you just might as well lick the shopping cart handle.
Right.
Because you've got transference. You have all these things. It's
I'm not behind him on that one.
Why? It's the same thing.
Licking the handle.
Well, when you grab the box of chocolate-covered raisins.
So how do you shop?
I'm going to have to wear gloves.
No, you're not.
I won't. I won't.
You're not going to change anything.
You're probably right.
Although you did contaminate a box of jujubes or something like that, or Jill did to you.
Jill did.
Was it Raisinets or Goobers or something?
It was chocolate-covered raisins from Costco.
Oh, so it wasn't Raisinette brand.
Brother.
And the Costco brand comes in a jar with an opening large enough into which you could stick a woman's small hand.
Jesus.
How about just a low-volume male hand?
I don't think mine will fit.
Oh.
So anyway.
So she reached in and grabbed from amongst the chocolate-covered raisins.
Chocolate-covered raisins. I refuse to say Raisinette because it was not Raisinette brand.
And it's all that gunk that's on your hand gets sloshed around in there.
Right.
It's cross-contamination.
Don't you ever wash your damn hands?
I don't believe that she had washed when she opened that and stuck her hand in.
Thank you. There's a body of thought that says if you expose yourself to all this bad stuff, it'll build your immune system. And if you try to protect yourself 100% of the time, you'll become a weaker organism.
Julie, you're on KGB. What's going on?
You guys freaked me out about flushing toilets a while ago. You said, if you don't put the seat down or
Toilet
the top
cloud.
down.
Toilet cloud.
Yeah, and now what do you do when you're in an automatic flusher? I jump. I find myself jumping and thinking
You
of
should.
guys.
You should run out of there quickly. Pants around your ankles.
It's a very complex, sophisticated timing system that you have to perfect.
Yeah.
In order to prevent the toilet cloud, like when you're at the airport with the automatic toilets.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Or in Vegas.
Got to be a contortionist.
Skill.
Yeah.
Oh, and Vegas germs are the worst.
World-class athlete.
I shouldn't be thinking of you guys while I'm in the toilet.
Well, that's bet a lot of people do.
We'll take it wherever we can get it, Julie.
Right.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So what happened with that box of chocolate-covered raisins?
Honey, you just scored a box of chocolate-covered raisins.
And did you make her pay for it?
Congratulations. No. No, I don't believe that I did.
J. Paul Getty, huh?
Well,
Giver.
But if somebody hands you a bottle of aspirin, you dump a few out into the cap to make sure you get the correct count, and then you put them in your hand. You don't dump 4, 5, 6 out into your hand and then push back what you don't use.
What if they're your own aspirin?
I still would not do it unless I had washed first.
Liar. Now it's BS.
Pants on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not safe.
This from a guy who gives a dog biscuit to his dog.
He feeds his dog out of his mouth.
With dog biscuits that's been laying on the hood of a dirty Honda.
Because everybody knows that's germ-free.
Actually, the Japanese are very clean, Ruth.
Yeah, but he's not.
I agree with you that it makes no sense if you look at it in a reasonable fashion.
Any way at all.
Realistic.
Right.
Reality?
I'm damaged goods, David. I'm scratching dent sale. That's about as good as it's going to get.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Traffic update here on KGB San Diego. Here's Route 66.
Thank you so much. Westbound 52 slows from Mast up out over the hill out of Sante. Westbound 94.
Brought to you by a sleep train. Come on.
Westbound 94 slows from 28th Street into downtown. North 805 heavy from Balboa to Claremont Mesa. Southbound 5 slows from Katy to Del Mar. Northbound 5 bunched around Main and Division. Southbound 15 slows in Escondido, then Bernardo Center, and then again at Carmel Mountain to Poway Road. I'm Ruth 66 with DSC on the 115 KGB.
I thought of something else that I do. And I bet it messes you up. Because I got Emily all messed up about going to the movies. And boy, you're going to think about it next time the hoof drags you out to a movie.
I already do.
Really?
Yeah.
You protect yourself against the lice problem?
I don't sit back.
Ever?
Oh, come on.
You don't sit back?
I don't lean my head against the seat.
Okay, so you do sit back.
Yeah, I just back, but not head back.
And what are you protecting there?
A cleanliness issue. It's a transference of cooties.
But they're not going to get on your hairy back?
I don't go shirtless, Don.
Well,
Warrior's got lice in the back. Bad. That's rough.
I can just see Jill combing through it.
Like gorillas.
Let's go to the monkey cage and let him clean me.
Well, I got another one for you that I do. I just went to get a drink of water in the kitchen. And I will you know how they have the sleeves of styrofoam cups over by the coffee machine and everything? I'll never take the first one.
No.
Never.
No, and I agree
Ever.
with that.
In fact, I often just open a brand new sleeve.
There was one left this morning when I got some water for the first time. Do you take the last one?
No.
Even though it's covered in plastic?
If there's a sleeve there, I'll go way in, like 7 or 8 in.
Sure.
And, you know, like when you go to McDonald's and they give you the cup and you go get your own Coke, I never take the top lid. Ever.
No.
Yep.
Ever.
You pick through.
I go like about at least 10 deep.
And if other people have done that, they've contaminated.
No one else does it except for me.
Right.
No one else does it except for me.
yeah,
Keep
right.
a good thought.
Dump.
No one, what?
Nobody, don't give them the idea.
No one
now
does it
everybody's
except
going to
for
do it.
No, I'm the only one who does it.
I do it too.
In my mind. Yeah, but you and I don't go to the same McDonald's.
I don't. It's probably true. We've marked our territory. There can only be one 10-deep lid person.
I won't take
Per
the first
franchise.
cup. I won't take the first lid. No way. The lids are the big prime offender. Those things are all stuck together, and you got some goony, germy, little filthy, horrible, little nasty person rubbing it all over their naked body. Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm behind you,
are a
100% on
freak.
that, Dave.
You're a total freak.
Well, you take the first lid?
I don't take lids.
What do you mean you don't take lids?
I can manage to get a Coke or an iced tea and put it in my car and not spill it.
You don't take a lid?
No.
What's your problem? You're not even American.
I am too.
You take a lid, you
I
know
don't
you
take
do.
a lid. No, I don't.
You
I
take
do
a lid.
not.
You take a lid.
Number one, I rarely go to drive-through places or places where you have to. Actually, I'm more of a drive-through than a get-out-and-get-it-yourself person. Don't
You
care
take
for
a
that.
lid.
I do not.
Liar.
Do not.
Just like your 1-inch boy yesterday. Liar.
Good God. I had so many women email me bemoaning the same horrible
I know,
problem.
Shelley. I agree with you.
Yeah, I know. You think
100%.
we can't see right.
All women.
Exactly.
You can't.
Right.
All women.
Spatial relation
That's
problem.
what I'd say,
Can't
too.
pack a trunk, can't measure an inch.
Yeah, maybe it's all you could inspire.
Check out this.
Yeah, that's it, Boyer. Is that what you tell Jill?
Well, that's all you have inspired, Jill. Maybe next time you'll try harder.
Check out this list. Check out this letter from listener Lex. Not to sound sexist, Dave, but all the women I know can't judge if they have 60 feet to merge on the freeway, and we're supposed to trust them with an accurate, much more intimate measurement.
Exactly.
Love your show like Mark Anthony looks like Steve Buscemi.
He does kind of.
And he loves our show.
And now, you take a lid, you know you do. Here's Sports with Chainsaw on the KGB. Good morning.
Well, good morning, and thank you very much. Of course she does. Hello again, everybody, in the sports world.
Take a lid.
Classic pitcher's duel at Fenway Park between the Boston Red Sox and San Diego Padres last night, and she sticks the straw right into that little X.
I do not.
Unfortunately,
Do not.
Martinez and company shut down the Padres, allowing just 2 hits while Shelley sipped out of her straw.
Oh,
through
you're
the
such
lid.
a liar.
David Wells was brilliant,
I
but
don't
his
even like a
relievers
straw.
gave up 1 stinking run to the Red Sox. In fact, she drinks it out of a can. And who
drink
won
out of a
last
can.
night at Fenway 1-0. And when she didn't use the lid, it spilled all over her car. Fenway Vision again tonight. 4:05 Padres Bo Sox. Brian Lawrence versus Bronson Arroyo on Channel 4 tonight. My favorite moment last night was the Fenway faithful giving David Wells a hearty applause when he was pulled for a reliever. Going to the dugout, and Wells tipped his cap in response. Oh, my. That's baseball. Meanwhile, in the National Bet,
I was in a bar the other night with some friends, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad, you know, so I went in there, and I sat down, and I looked up, and on the stall, somebody wrote, Metallica rules. And under that, somebody wrote, Metallica sucks. And under that, somebody wrote, you suck. And under that, somebody wrote, screw you. And I just thought, man, a lot of people crap with pens. This summer, I want to go to the beach and bury metal objects that say "Get a Life" on them. I like the beach, so I love the beach. I like to get there really early before everybody else shows up and take like 30 bottles with notes in them and throw them into the water. Then I wait for everyone to come to the beach. When someone goes to pick up one of the bottles, I go up behind them. Because when they open the bottle, inside there's a note that says, I'm standing right behind you.
Skip-ball association. The Detroit Pistons were up by 6 points with 36 seconds left in regulation. But Shaq made a three-point play, a layup, got fouled, made the free throw. Lakers down by 3 with just seconds remaining. Who else, Ruthie?
Kobe's the main man. Yep. 5-5. Got it. Hamilton, the shot, the three. Yes! Drains the three.
Lucky He's Lakers. Innocent. He's innocent.
We're deadlocked at 89. Unbelievable.
Yeah, is there any doubt he's the best basketball player in the world? No. Kobe sticks a dagger in Detroit. Lakers rolled in overtime and won Game 2, avoiding the 0-2 hole. Instead, 1-1 with the next 3 games in Detroit. Kobe, 33, Shaq, 29, but Luke Walton, he was the X factor. The uni-high grad and Bill Walton's son came off the bench to score 7 points, including a three-pointer, grabbed 5 rebounds, dished out a team-high 8 assists.
Back to Walton, puts it down, drives baseline, up to Shaq on the alley-oop, who slams it down. The kid does it again. Another assist from Luke Walton and a timeout. That's 8 assists for Luke Walton off the bench.
Game 3 tomorrow in Motown. Finally, here's a great story. The Tampa Tribune prepared 2 editorials before Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. One about their Tampa Bay Lightning winning the Stanley Cup, and one about them losing. Due to a technical glitch, on the morning after, the Tampa Bay Lightning had surprised the world by winning the Stanley Cup, they ran the wrong editorial in their 275,000 copies. No. The Tribune is apologizing. The collectors are saving the paper that says that the Lightning had lost. Much like the Dewey defeats Truman headline the Chicago Tribune ran after Truman had defeated Dewey. But that's the way the media does it. Bob Hope's obituary was written at least 10 years in advance. Reagan's had been written for years, just as all of us here on the show have pre-written our Chris Boyer tributes for his much-anticipated retirement party. When is that going to happen?
Now you get the hell out of here.
In other sports, David.
I'll tell you why you got to have a lid on the cup.
You don't.
You got to have a lid on the cup because it keeps your straw locked in action spot. Otherwise, it's slapping and flying all over the place. You go and pick up your cup and you're chasing it around with your mouth. With a lid, it keeps it locked right where you need it.
And it's
don't
unsafe.
Use a straw.
It's unsafe to drive that way.
You don't use a straw.
No, I don't use a straw.
You do too.
I do not.
You know, you said you drive through all the time. You don't even go there.
When I do get any kind of food from a restaurant, it's usually drive-through, and it's
Comes
usually
with a lid and a
Starbucks drive-through, which does not have a straw.
But they
does have a lid,
Wow.
but doesn't have a straw, and I don't choose the lid. And
I don't know too many
usually,
people
if
who
it
are
has
drinking
whipped
coffee
cream
with a
on it,
straw.
She just contradicts. She uses a lid after all.
I have to when they bring it through, and then I take it off, especially when it has whipped cream on it. Yes, I take the lid off.
That's unsafe.
Okay, I've got to leave.
Then don't drive around me.
I've learned that.
You have not.
Don't walk around her when she's driving.
But if you're pulling through McDonald's and you're getting a Coke, it's coming with a lid and a straw, and you use it.
I don't pull through McDonald's to get a Coke.
You've never in your life gone through McDonald's and gotten a Coke? Or any Wendy's or whatever?
In and out.
Anywhere
I
where you
have
go?
gotten an iced tea before, at drive-in places.
Comes with a lid.
And I
a
take
straw.
it off, and I take the straw off, and I put it in the sack.
Liar.
Why would I lie about it?
Because you want to be right and make us feel bad.
No, I
You just
don't.
want to make us feel bad.
I don't want to make you feel
That's
bad
just-
at all.
you know, you
The
just
fact
wanna
that you
say
would
that
feel bad about something I do in private on my own says a lot.
Liar.
You're just
Weird
something
guy.
that I can't think of right now, but it's just bad.
It is 8:40, 15 seconds, and this is your 101.5 KGB Sports Network. Oh, my!
Chainsaw brought to you by Express Tire. Hey, it's Express Tire's summer savings sale. Save on all Goodyear and Kelly tires. Call 1-888-EXP Tire. At Express Tire, all alignment checks are free. Call 1-888-EXP Tire. All right, lots of ways to get a hold of us, including the email. That's dsc@101kgb.com. Dear Dave, we all do weird things with sanitation, and we are all inconsistent in doing them. I agree with you regarding the pen at the grocery store. Since I use my check card, I don't really have to worry about that. But think about it. How many grimy, slimy, disease-ridden fingers have touched those buttons? And who do we think stocks those shelves? Guys in spacesuits? The same pus-laden mongrels who defile the community pen handle all the time. And Jesus, what about the carts? Filthy, snot-nosed little bastards? What are we to do? Hope I wrecked every shopper's day today. Love, James. And then this question from Steve, who writes, "Hello, David. Just ask Bauer one question. Have you ever performed around the world?"
You know, Hudson and I used to do that all the time. That didn't go over well.
What?
What? Bauer. It was a
Hudson and Bauer.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Captain Impertinent. Okay. Yes, I have.
Oh, man.
And it's incongruous, and it makes no sense.
Oh,
Tin dog.
man.
Was
What
it with your
happened?
dog or what?
He performs around the world.
Yeah. Not just here in town, not just across this great nation. I perform around the world.
And yet you claim to be worried about filth.
I know.
The premise of his letter were all very, very inconsistent.
Yeah. Messed up.
And
Such
figure
a hypocrite.
Even being inconsistent probably reduces your exposure by X%.
Sean, you're on KGB. What's up?
Hey, I know a guy that poked his eye out with a straw, so I will not use a straw. We were working at a bar, and they ran out of the little stir sticks, so they stuck one of those long red Shirley Temple straws in his drink, raised the glass up to his mouth, and skewered his eye, and had to have surgery to take it out.
Oh,
To take the eye out?
Yeah, it went right through the eye and shish kebabbed it.
Did he get a glass eye?
Yeah, he had to get a glass eye.
You know what, I have...
Glass eye out. It was pretty cool, but
I have mastered the straw.
no, there is no way. After a few drinks, that straw goes wherever.
Yeah, I've mastered the straw. I don't lose body parts.
What guy drinks
Throw
a
the
straw
straws away.
drink in a bar anyway? It's beer or scotch out of a martini. I mean, come on.
I do. Sorry.
Ooh, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? A foo-foo drink? Or what is it? I mean, is it like a
Martini.
With
a
a
martini
straw?
out of a straw?
Yep, I
That's
do.
weird.
Well, it gives you a little stir stick, and it's got that little itty-bitty skinny straw, and I like those. I use them.
Just sip on a really small little narrow thing.
Those are really just stir sticks. They're not even meant to be straws.
Sorry, I apologize, Mrs. I don't use a straw. I don't use a lid.
I don't.
He likes to
my
purse-
whole world is foreign to you.
He likes to purse his lips around a little needle and just...
Damn it.
Easy, big fella.
I wasn't being that way. I was just saying that.
You're totally being that way.
Stop it.
You're so phallic, Chainsaw.
No,
I
talk
wasn't
about
being
straws.
there.
Huh?
They're going to tell you, no talk about straws anymore either.
I know.
I don't know, you guys.
talked about straws.
We were talking about drinking straws.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about
I meant
that.
to talk to you about drinking,
What?
too.
Oh. What?
Can't drink.
No.
Then we can't work here.
Because you know what drinking and eating leads to.
What?
Those things are completely forbidden to talk about.
Right.
You can talk about, you can't even talk about the first stage of digestion.
No.
What about recipes? Can we talk about recipes?
No,
What?
because that leads to the last
cooking
stage of
with pizza
digestion,
eating,
which we can't talk about.
Can't talk about that. Right.
So even growing crops, no farm stories anymore.
Nothing?
Nothing. No. Calorie. Can't say calorie.
Got an extra 20 minutes because the news is gone now. Nothing to report.
The whole digestive tract is off limits.
It's going to be a cold day in hell before Mark Anthony is invited back on the Today Show. We were talking about this yesterday.
Good for them.
Back when they booked him, they were doing it as a favor to his record label. Because, Mark, I told you, he's got a $30 million contract in Latin America.
Right.
Latin America, of course, is not America.
No.
Right? He doesn't mean squat here. And at the time they booked him, no one knew that he and Jennifer Lopez would be newlyweds. NBC couldn't believe their luck. Everyone was watching. Little did they know that Anthony would be so uncooperative.
What a dope.
Before his performance, Matt Lauer casually said, "So, how was your weekend? Anything interesting happen?" Anthony wouldn't play along. Instead, he says, "Well, I see where you're going with this, and y'all know I don't talk about my personal life."
Oh, brother.
A Today Show staffer said, "I've never seen Matt so pissed off." Sorry, can't use that word either.
Oh.
Whoops.
He said, "Doesn't that jackass know how much 10 minutes of commercial time cost?" Lauer was so upset the next time he was on stage, he reached over, grabbed Anthony's hand, was holding it up so the cameras could zoom in on his wedding ring. Yeah, well, Matt, you should have had some nads and just said,
Right.
What do you mean?
Then get out.
What do you mean you don't talk about your personal time?
Right.
Then we're not selling your record. How's that?
Right. Bye-bye.
Even the busybodies on The View couldn't get anything. He said, "I just want to work on my music and make movies. That's it."
For the love of God.
He was born in New York. You ought to know that in this country, no one gets anything, free promotion, without giving something in return.
That's right.
Yep.
He's a weasel.
Well, that's why he married her, and that's why she chose him.
Yeah.
She likes the weasel.
He married her because she told him to.
Right. Exactly. And the only one of her posse of can we say that? She can't marry a guy like Ben because Ben won't put up with her stuff.
Right.
Or is it true that she was, what do you say, with child, expecting, because you can't say pregnant now, right? We're back in 1957.
Right, exactly. You can't be in the same
In a
bed
family
together.
way.
If she's in a family way,
She's
perhaps.
expecting a blessed event.
So perhaps that's the reason they got married.
Maybe because she's very, very into the church.
Right.
Right.
So religious.
6 weeks ago, commercials for Entertainment Tonight said, "Don't miss the exclusive interview with Mark Anthony's soon-to-be ex-wife." For the first time ever, she confronts the rumors that her husband is secretly dating Jennifer Lopez. Well, on the show that night, she said, "If these rumors are true, then that would be the worst pain that Mark could possibly cause me. But the reasons for that I will reserve." Then she broke down and cried, saying, "I'll always love him. He's the father of my children." By the way, as part of the divorce agreement, their 2 children are forbidden from calling J-Lo or any other woman mommy. However, the kids are permitted to use the name his ex-wife uses, La Puerca.
That's loving.
Good one. Well,
Well,
she's
teach
not
the
their
kids
mom.
early, I know.
They
Teach
got
them
a
early.
mom.
Which translates into English as the pig.
Right, and children should know early to call their stepmother the pig. Mm-hmm. It's just good mothering.
Now, will having a child cause Jennifer Lopez to become less of a diva? Madonna once said that becoming a mom made her realize for the first time that she wasn't the center of the universe.
A lot of women have said that.
Despite recent claims that she's toned down her excessive demands, NBC reports that J-Lo's prima donna behavior is alive and well. Her massive entourage is still a force to be reckoned with. Right after the 9/11 attack, she made a cameo appearance in a music video benefiting the victims of that tragedy. But her list of backstage demands included white couches, white drapes, white tables, French candles, beans, rice, chicken, Cuban food, yellow roses with red trim, white lilies, white roses, a VCR, a CD player, an apple pie, a la mode, chocolate chip cookies, music from 43 different artists, and that was for 45 minutes of work.
Jeez.
God.
Yep.
Nice work if you can get it.
Catherine Zeta-Jones says she's not overpaid.
No.
Her face is worth $1 million.
Uh-huh.
She said, "It's true. Everyone knows I get paid a lot, so why pretend otherwise? The audience will like me. That's dumb." She tells W Magazine, "I'm in a world where I get paid for my name. Otherwise, some other Catherine Jones." A well-known gossip reporter says, with all the work she's had done on it, I'm sure her face is worth $1 million by now. Now, the only reported surgery she had was 3 years ago in April of 2001. She was said to have an eye job. The doctor who cut into her upper and lower eyelids so he could remove the fatty tissue that was pulling her face down. A lot of actresses chop a few years off their age, but rumor has it Catherine took a chainsaw to her. She claims to be 34. What?
That is so cute that she thinks we'll believe that. Oh, my God.
34, which make her younger than Pam and Julia, 4 years younger than Halle Berry. Catherine is aware of the rumors but says, sorry, I've been around a long time. I started young and paid my dues, so people think I'm older.
No, we think you're older because you look older.
Because you are.
Sweetie. Ooh.
You know what they say, when your movie sucks so much that it can't even be saved from the editing room, at that point you have to bring in the marketing department. And at Paramount Pictures, they've managed to get a ton of attention for their remake of The Stepford Wives.
Mm-hmm.
Using computer-generated special effects, they've morphed Condoleezza Rice into a topless robot.
Wow.
I saw that during the preview. Did you see that 2 days? And I was like, what
I
is
gotta
that doing
see
there?
it now.
Wow.
Condoleezza Rice, a topless robot. Hillary Clinton thankfully keeps her top on, but she becomes a happy homemaker who likes nothing more than to bake up a batch of cookies.
Cookies.
It may not help the movie, but at the very least, everyone involved will probably get their taxes audited. There's a ton of late-breaking TV news. Just a week ago, John Stamos could be found at the bottom of a bottle reeling from the loss of his wife in his new ABC sitcom. The show was supposed to be a comedy ripoff of 24. Stamos was to play a bachelor who goes on a blind date, and each week viewers see another hour of that date. The pilot episode was a mess, so they told Stamos, it's not working and neither are you. Then a writer at ABC had an idea. He said, instead of ripping off 24, why don't we do an original sitcom, one that doesn't rip off anything? They've never tried that before. It might just work.
That's crazy talk.
So John Stamos will have a show this fall.
Good.
Why?
Because I like John Stamos.
Ashley Scott, a few weeks ago, was the luckiest girl in Hollywood. She got the part that thousands of actresses wanted, playing the love interest on Matt LeBlanc's new show.
Oh, okay.
But there was a problem.
What?
Well, with her character described as attractive but married, it never dawned on the creative staff that Joey's not the type to get serious about a married woman. So instead of making her single, they fired her.
Oh.
Ashley's an excellent actress, so there's obviously more to this story than meets the eye. Not only that, the future of Joey looks anything but solid right now.
Uh-oh.
More TV news. Here's the long and the short of it. Reality TV king Mark Burnett, Survivor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Apprentice.
Bachelor.
Teamed up with Sylvester Stallone a few months ago to launch a boxing reality show. Every network wanted it except Fox. They're doing their own. Burnett claims they flat out stole the idea after he pitched it to them. So to get even, he's going after the crown jewel in the Fox lineup, American Idol. But instead of a bunch of lamos singing Elton John, his idea is to get an actual famous rock band that needs a singer. The winner of the show will join the group on a permanent basis.
Cool.
Guess who he's working with?
Who?
Give us a clue.
Well, their lead singer is dead because of his odd sexual...
Oh, INXS?
INXS.
Wow. You can't replace Michael Hutchins.
Why? Replace David Lee Roth.
A lot of talented
Yeah,
people
but
out
Michael
there.
had a much more distinctive voice. I guess you're right. God, that just seems weird.
I don't know, David Lee Roth
Well, you're right. He's
had
distinctive as well.
created the sound of that band in terms of the vocals.
In terms of the vocals, yeah.
So that's what they're working on. That's an interesting...
Wow, that is interesting.
See, now that would be something that I would
might
be
even
interested in
watch that.
watching.
Yeah, that would be
I don't
fun.
care about watching these lamos come out, and
I don't like the songs that border on yodeling.
I don't either.
You know, where just hit the notes.
I don't like all the power love ballads that they come out.
Have you seen the one on the WB where they're trying to convince people that really suck that they're really great?
That's so horrific.
Oh my god.
That is so bad.
It's just gone amok.
Yeah, it's just is it Tone Loc and two other guys?
Yes.
A lady and a girl, and these people come out and they make William Hung sound like Whitney Houston. I mean, it's just horrible.
And they tell them they're good?
And they tell them they're good, and it's just stupid. And the host, the Ryan Seacrest clone, can't even speak English. It's horrible. It's terrible. Couldn't be worse. Don't watch it, please.
But tonight's the new reality show with the couples, the 4 couples that they're trying to break up.
Where they try to break them up? Who volunteers for that? That's insane.
Well, they didn't really think that was going to happen.
Well, what they...
Did you know that every weekend a small army descends on Las Vegas? 20,000 young women from all the surrounding states. If you get on a Southwest Airlines flight on Friday, you'll see them. They're all skinny girls with gigantic boobs.
And what
are they doing in Vegas?
What are they doing in Vegas, David?
New York Times just sent a reporter to Vegas to get the real story. According to the article, in the last 10 years, dozens of new clubs have opened. And experienced or first-time strippers can get a job instantly at one of the 40 clubs in town. I know a girl who does this.
Yep.
I've heard of it myself.
Yep.
A really hard-working dancer can make anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 working just Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
And then come back home and do their 9 to 5.
They earn every dime, though. At each club, the dressing room contains a spray can of something called anti-lick. It's a spray-on deodorant that smells nice but tastes so awful. Customers learn the hard way not to use their tongues during lap dances.
Wow.
So then you get the reputation as being a bad-tasting lap dancer.
Well,
that's terrible.
They interviewed a dancer named Trixie.
Uh-huh. That's her real name.
She's 32, small-town Midwesterner who describes herself as a big fake blonde. She says, I'm 6'3" in my 7.5-inch heels.
Wow.
I have a fake blonde ponytail, fake eyelashes, fake green eyes, fake tan, fake boobs.
Perfect.
Stephanie can size up a customer in less than a minute. Expensive shoes are more effective than an expensive car if you want a stripper to think you're rich. Because most of the times you don't bring your car into the strip club.
Exactly.
That's right.
The watch and the shoes.
The most awkward subject is prostitution. Of course, it's illegal in, outlying areas.
Mm-hmm.
But in Vegas, the girls get thrown in jail. She says a lot of girls say, I would never do that, but please, everybody has sold a piece of ass. The ultimate goal of almost every dancer is to take advantage of what you've got while you've got it, make a ton of cash, keep your head clear of booze and pills, put the money away, get the hell out of Dodge when the ride is over. About 1 in 50 succeed at that. Jeez. And I know some who do that too.
Not a dime to show for it.
What's that?
I've known girls who've done that and come back after a couple of years, don't have a dime to show for it.
Yeah.
Well, there was something to show for it, wasn't there?
Vince, you're on the KGB.
What's up, douche?
Talking to you, cuckoo, and you can't use that word.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
David Lee Roth creating the sound of Van Halen with
I
the vocals.
knew someone would jump on that, but you didn't hear the last part, at least the singing aspect of it.
No. I heard that clearly. It's just that if anyone who's a Van Halen fan like myself and Shelley knows that the actual sound in that group that anybody can recognize is Ed's guitar and the background vocals. Granted, you cannot replace Dave as a frontman because, in my opinion, he's the greatest frontman ever. But still, if they can replace him with Sammy and Gary, and yes, Gary Sharon was very good at what he did, just not accepted by the fans.
Or the band.
Van Halen scholar on the line here.
Yeah.
Well, the Gary Sharon thing didn't work.
Yeah, that sucked.
The Sammy Hagar thing was successful, but not as strong as David Lee Roth. My point was he was the sound vocally of the band.
Right.
That's more the backing vocals. Whenever I talk to some of the Van Halen fans at the concerts we go to and conventions we go to and so forth, people love Dave. It's just that more people remember the vocals. More people remember the background vocals than anything else. And
well, that's good on the record, but Van Halen can't reproduce their background vocals on stage.
It all depends on the sound system. I saw the feed last...
No. Your microphone and a speaker is all it takes. Either you can do it or you can't. They cannot do on stage what they do in the studio.
No, I agree with you to a point. Last week I saw the feed from KTLA where they were showing me, and I was like, God, Mike, you sounded far better than that live. And
Michael Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
poor, pudgy, doughy, short Michael Anthony.
Hey, Mikey's cool, man. Mikey's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
thanks, bye. Okay.
Anywhere with him.
I don't think so. Shelly Dunn's Half Baked Crackpot News is next.
Time is right now. And the place.
The giant Pearson Ford.
You go through doorways low.
Apparently I've got a lot. 10 chances. Dude, let's hear it.
Keep them guessing.
Hey, you just know, hey, buddies over the planet going, damn it!
Damn it!
Hope he wore his errand.
This weekend, San Diego's classic rock remembers the Reagan years. Right. We're going to salute the 40th president of the United States by playing music that rocked. Our world, when he was in the Oval Office. Yeah. We'll dig through the KGB music vault. Oh.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
And pull out songs you haven't heard in years, like Panama.
Wow.
How's it go again? I don't even remember. It's been 10 minutes since I heard it.
What's wrong?
It's the soundtrack of the Reagan years.
Oh.
The Reagan rock.
On 101.5 KGB.
This is the DSC at night.
Go to bed!
101.5.
KGB.
I never realized it was so complex.
It's been months since you've been able to listen to 101 KGB online.
Companies have seen record growth in productivity.
Fat Cat CEOs have become even fatter.
The man is happier than he's been since the .com days of the late 90s. Well, KGB is putting a stop to all that. Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw, plus all the classic rock you crave, is once again just a click away.
Log on and listen.
101KGB.com. It's powered by I2B Networks, San Diego's local ISP, inviting you to rediscover internet service the way it used to be. Make San Diego's home of classic rock your homepage. 101KGB.com.
Only 2 more days until we fire up the Reagan Rock Weekend.
I can't wait!
You won't even recognize this radio station. We're going to be playing music from like 20 years ago.
Stop it!
I'm not going to stop.
Teasing me!
It's no wonder
Yeah.
the DJs
Yeah.
are the heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get a sports update now here. On the KGB, here is Chainsaw. Good morning.
Well, good morning, and thank you, David, and hello again, everybody. In the sports world, Pedro Martinez and company shut down the Padres. Just 2 hits allowed in their first ever game at Fenway Park last night. David Wells, brilliant, but his relievers gave up 1 stinking run to the Red Sox, who won last night at Fenway Park, 1-0. They'll play again tonight at 4:05. Brian Lawrence versus Bronson Arroyo. Channel 4 will have it. Meanwhile, in the National
Channel 22 news anchor Dick Brown talks about co-anchor Maria Alvarez.
Maria is a joy to work with. She's terrific. Everyone goes to her for advice. I mean, heck, I go to her for advice. Not really. But Maria's got everything. Talent, knowledge of the events that our viewers want, and she's pretty. She's fantastic. Sometimes when her skirt hikes up, right up her legs under the desk there, I can see things that you couldn't imagine. Look down there.
Dick Brown and Maria Alvarez. Just another reason Channel 22 is your #1 source for local news.
Basketball Association. The Detroit Pistons were up by 6 points with 36 seconds left in regulation. But Shaq made a 3-point play. Lakers down 3 with just seconds remaining. Who else?
Kobe's the main man. 5-5. Got it. Hamilton, the shot. The 3, yes. Kobe Bryant drains the 3.
He's innocent.
We're deadlocked at 89. Unbelievable.
Kobe sticks a dagger in Detroit. Lakers rolled in overtime, and they won Game 2, avoiding the 0-2 hole, instead 1-1 with the next 3 games in Detroit. Kobe scored 33, Shaq 29. Luke Walton was the X factor. The Uni High grad and Bill Walton's boy came off the bench to score 7 points, including a three-pointer. He grabbed 5 rebounds and dished out a team-high 8 assists.
Back to Walton, puts it down, drives, baseline, up to Shaq on the alley-oop, who slams it down. The kid does it again. Another assist from Luke Walton and a timeout. That's 8 assists for Luke Walton off the bench.
Hello, I'm Brett Musburger. Always my pleasure to see my idol, the Chainsaw, once again. How you
Hi,
doing?
this is Bill Walton. And all the great influences in my life, from Coach Wood to Larry Bird, Jerry Garcia to Mick Jagger. I didn't have to put Cookie Chainsaw Randolph right at the top of that great list.
Cookie Chainsaw Randolph. As a performer, one of a kind. As a man, one of the kindest.
Good morning, this is Ross Perot. You're listening to the Dean of American Sports Broadcasters, Cookie Chainsaw Randolph, who as a part-time avocation does impressions of me and works for food when he does that.
Game 3 is tomorrow night in Detroit. And finally, as we told you last hour, the Tampa Tribune had pre-written 2 editorials, one in case the Tampa Bay Lightning lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Hockey Finals, and another in case they won. Well, the Lightning won, but the Tribune accidentally ran the editorial that had them losing.
Oops.
Very embarrassing, but it speaks to the issue of preparing for events. Tributes for President Reagan had been prepared years ago. So I submit this pre-written obituary that I'm going to read now. We'll save the tape so it can be played in case I'm on vacation when it actually occurs.
Okay, this is good. This is planning.
San Diego germaphobe Chris Boyer died today of flesh-eating disease. After, against his better judgment, he picked up a contaminated Napa Auto Parts catalog from his doctor's office waiting room. Mr. Boyer first noticed an itching while flipping from shocks to springs. By the time he got to transmissions, his right hand had been completely consumed by the flesh-eating disease. Half-hearted attempts were made in an unsuccessful effort to save the fake drummer's life. His last words were, "At least my low-volume feet were the last to go." Save the tape. And other sports day.
Check out Mojo Nixon this afternoon, 5:20, the afternoon replay here on KGB.
It is 10:16 and 32 seconds, and this is your 101.5 KGB Sports Network. Oh, my!
Hello, I'm Little Kenzak, and Chris Boyer is a canoe. Doobie-doobie-doo. Oh, wait, I can't say that anymore.
no,
Chris Boyer is a
Let's hear that again.
Hello, I'm Little Kenzak, and Chris Boyer is a canoe. Doobie-doobie-doo. Oh, wait, I can't say that anymore. Chris Boyer is a jerk.
Is it what? Jerk! Can we say jerk anymore? Oh, no.
I have prepared a list of words that are approved. They are cat and puppy. Good luck.
Jerk is off the list, but you have to say at least one word between. Never mind.
Okay. If you figure the weekend traditionally starts at 5 o'clock on Friday,
Right.
then we are less than 55 hours from the Reagan weekend.
I'm inviting people over. We're all going to gather
Sweet.
around the speakers. Yeah. Want to come?
I got my own party. Are you kidding me? I'm not leaving my house.
Of course not.
Hey, when Carter dies, we'll get Evelyn Champagne King.
Have to wait until that happy day.
Is it any wonder the planet is such a clinker?
Yeah, no
Can't
kidding.
come up with any good promotions. All right. That's why we have all the big advertisers like Home Equity Mortgage.
Woohoo!
Verizon Wireless, Outback Steakhouse, the California Association of Realtors, Rubio's Restaurants, and Discount Tire.
Oh no! What now? Yeah.
We don't like it when you talk. Okay, friends. Bob St. Steve I don't know. Guy with two first names coming up next here. Here on the KGB San Diego, KGBB Temecula, then Mojo Nixon this afternoon, and we're on the radio with you at 7 o'clock tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow morning here on the 101 Love Your Show.
Open my eyes to a new kind of way. All the good times that you said. Are you feeling that way too? Or am I just a fool? And the summer's gone, she'll be there, standing by the light. What she's been to, where she's gone to, she should know wrong from right. Is she feeling? Are you feeling? You're feeling that way too? Or am I just a a new road's waiting, you touch my life. Oh, soft and warm on a summer's night.